I've asked my registrar to request the Defence Counsel to provide the accused with some writing materials if they could. I noticed that Mr. Apollos has a pad and a pen. Ms. Smith has one. Mr. Van Rijn does not have anything. Are you going to make notes? Not. Okay. Thank you. The witness is reminded that she's still under oath from yesterday. Thank you, Ms. Lombard. You may be seated.
As the court pleases. As the court pleases, my lord. My lord, just one aspect, not relating to the witness specifically, but in light of what was placed on record yesterday, the last request of Ms. Mkabai for documents to be translated because it was done piecemeal. The last one that was requested yesterday has also been done. We provided them last night already and hard copies this morning.
Thank you. You may then proceed.
Thank you, my lord. Morning, Rens.
Good morning, mevrouw.
Okay. Slowly and loudly.
That's correct, mevrouw.
All right. So yesterday we stopped when we were speaking about what happened on Sunday, the 18th of February.
Gister is opgehouden waar onze gepraat en dat zou gebeuren zondag die 18 Februari.
That's correct, my lord.
It was the morning. You had now taken food for Ayanda, come back to your house. Now you are on your way to Buta and Kelly's house to ask for food for your children.
Dit was de ochtend. Hier was gemaakt in de vriendin van Ayanda.
That's correct, my lord.
Toen ik teruggekeerd naar je huis toe van, je zegt dus niet toe om naar Kelly en Buta's huis, maar is op kosten van je kinders.
Now you told the court yesterday that as you were now walking that footpath next to the rocks on your way to Buta and Kelly's house, you saw a detective Bucky.
Hier sê op pad na Kelly en Buta's huis, voorbij de rots en de voetpad, aan die andere kant zien je door speurder Pakistan.
When you were walking there and you saw the Bucky, did you then know that this is a detective Bucky?
Toen je daar stap en jullie Pakistan zien, heb je daar niet geweet dat het een speurder Pakistan is.
That's correct, my lord.
Waar zou je
How did you know that?
Sorry, Ilaba, dat is mijn fout.
Wat is fout?
Ik heb niet geweten dat het een detective bakkie nie.
My fault, my lord. I didn't know it was a detective Bucky.
My apologies, my lord. I humbly request that my learned colleague must not use body language towards the witness. Before the witness answered no, I saw my learned colleague shaking her head. Then the witness said no.
Thank you, Ms. Mkabai. I did not observe it as I was taking my notes. Yes, thank you, Ms. Swanepoel. You may proceed.
As the court pleases, my lord. Where did you see this Bucky? Where was the Bucky?
Waar heb je die Bucky gezien? Waar was die Bucky?
Aan de kanaal het die bakkie gestaan.
On the other side of the canal where the Bucky was stationary.
Now when you reached Buta and Kelly's house, what did you see there? What happened there?
Toen je die huis van Kelly en Butta bereik, wat het u daar gesien? Wat het daar gebeur?
Toe ek om by Kelly se huis gaan,
When I went around to Kelly's house,
sien ek daar staan 'n man saam met Boeta buitekant.
then I saw a man standing with Buddha on the outside,
En Kelly was ook daar gewees.
and Kelly was also there.
Did you know this man?
Het was hier iemand aan die bekend, het iemand gekend?
Nee, ek het glad nie die man geken nie.
No, I did not know this man at all.
Verder aan het Kelly en Boeta in die man gepraat.
Further on, Buddha and this man
Het
kept on
ek,
speaking.
het ek gehoor,
Then I heard
die man vra vir Boeta
the man asked Buddha
about Stefanus' plaas.
about Stephanus' farm.
Daar was 2 hondes gesteel
2 chickens were stolen
op die plaats van Stefanus.
on this farm. On this farm.
En die man het vir Boeta
And this man to Buddha
gevra
asked
of hy die storie ken van die hondes as stelery.
does he know about the story of the theft of his chickens?
En Boeta sê,
And Buddha said,
nee, hy ken nie die storie nie.
he said, no, I don't know the story.
Van die hondes as stelery.
Of the theft of his chicken.
En verder aan
Further on,
het Kelly ook vir Boeta
Kelly also did to Buddha,
gevra
asked
of Boeta weet
of if Buddha knows
van die hondes as stelery op Stefanus' plaas.
of the theft of his chicken on the farm of Stephan.
Just one moment. So I just want to clarify the way I have it is it's the farm of Stephanus.
Stephanus.
That's correct, my lord.
Thank
That's
you.
the farm.
Verder aan
Further on,
het die man gevra vir Boeta
the man asked Buddha
of hy in sy huis kan gaan
if we can go into his house
om te gaan kyk iets.
to look for something.
En Boeta sê,
Buddha said,
that's correct, meneer.
that's correct, sir.
En die man is in
The man went inside
en die man kom
and the man came
uit met 'n paar nighttekkies.
with a pair of Nike Tekkies.
En die man vra
Man asked
vir Boeta
from Buddha
of het sy tekkies is.
if this is his Tekkies.
En Boeta sê,
And Buddha said,
ja, dit is sy tekkies.
yes, it is his Tekkies.
Verder aan
Further on,
het Kelly nog verder aan daar gestaan en gevra
Kelly remained standing there still talking
about die stelery van die 2 hondes.
about the theft of his 2 chickens.
En Boeta sê,
And Buddha said,
Hy ken nie die storie van die bewoners se stelery nie.
He doesn't know anything about the story of the theft of the chickens.
Verder aan
Further,
het die man en Boeta terug
the man and Buddha came back,
na die bakkie.
went back to the buggy.
Die man en Boeta
Loop terug na
loop
die bakkie.
terug na die bakkie.
The man and Buddha went back to the buggy.
Ek en Kelly
Myself and Kelly,
was alleen by die huis gewees en die kinders
me, Kelly, and the children were at the house.
Boeta en die man
Buddha and this man,
het vir 30 minute.
you know,
Boeta en die man het 30 minute daar by die bakkie gestaan
Buddha and this man remained standing for 30 minutes at the buggy
en gesels.
and talking.
Maar ek kon nie hoor wat Boeta
But I couldn't hear that what Buddha
en die man praat nie.
what they were talking about.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly started
geskel daar by die huis,
at the house,
van die huis af vir Boeta.
from the house to Buddha.
En sy noem aan my,
Then she mentioned to me,
Rens,
Rens,
ek gaan gou tot daar by Stefanus,
I'm quickly going to Stephanus,
sy vrou,
Stephanus' wife,
en gaan sê vir Stefanus,
I'm going to tell Stephanus,
sy vrou,
Stephanus' wife,
van sy jewelry.
of his having affairs.
En verder aan,
Further on,
sê Kelly vir my,
Kelly said to me,
Rens,
Rens,
hou gou my kinders
just keep my children
by jou.
at you.
En verder aan,
Further,
sê ek vir Kelly,
I said to Kelly,
sy moenie so haastig
she mustn't so quickly or hastily,
wees nie.
she shouldn't be so quick, so hastily.
Sy moet eers
She must first
wag vir Boeta.
wait for Buddha.
Wanneer hy terug
When he
kom,
comes back,
en dan
and then
moet sy vir hom vra
she should ask him
oor die gesprek van die honde se stelery.
in connection with the theft of his chickens.
Buite Stefanus se plaas.
At the outside of Stephanus' farm.
Verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly
nog verder aan geskel
kept on scolding.
en verder aan
Further on,
het Boeta teruggekom van die bakkie af
Buddha came back from the buggy
en ek sê vir Boeta,
and I said to Buddha,
Boeta, hou net jou mond,
just keep quiet.
moenie nou worry oor die stelery nie.
Don't worry about you being scolded or the scolding.
Gaan in
go in,
en vat jou karsak
take your backpack,
en dan die loop in het uitdraai.
then just take a walk around.
En verder aan
Further,
het Boeddha
Buddha did,
ingegaan
went in,
en sy rugsak gevat
took his backpack,
en uitgekom.
then he came out,
Maar Nilo was ook daai oggend daar by die kant gesit.
but Nilo was also there outside sitting.
Maar hy sit agter die hoek, langs die huis met op die hoek.
Next to the house on the corner.
Just one moment. Who was the person that was sitting at the corner of the house?
He is the person that will find his secretary.
Nilo.
Nilo, my lord.
My Lord, may I just, please, I think something went missing in the interpretation. If I am not mistaken, the witness's words were, agter die huis by die hoek. It's behind the house,
Yes.
at the corner.
That's correct, my lord.
I have it.
Thank you, my Lord. Okay, so Nilo was sitting behind the house at the corner.
Nilo was sit after this on the hook.
That's correct, my lord. Verder aan
Further,
het Boeddha na Nilo toe gestap
Buddha walked to Nilo.
en verder aan
Further,
het Kiali nog aangegaan met haar skelery.
Kelly proceeded with scolding.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kiali 'n klip opgetel
picked up a rock.
en sy is gaan na in die huis in
She went inside the house.
en sy kap teen die deur
And then she hid
voor
next,
hier
next to the front door.
en sy gaan in die ander kamer
She went into the other room.
en sy slaat die venster uit.
Then she hid the window out.
En sy sny haar self
Then she cut herself,
en sy kom uit
came out.
Was this cutting of herself, was that deliberately done, or was that in the process of breaking the window?
Die gesneden van was tussen is wat het gebeurde deed toen ze die venster inslaan.
Dit was nog die tyd dat sy die venster uitslaat.
It was the time when she was eating out the window.
And where did she cut herself?
Maar
On her body?
Gesneden op haar lichaam,
Dit was naby haar slagare se kant gewees.
close to her baby.
Where on her body?
Waar in haar lichaam.
By haar hand.
My Lord, the witness, with the leave of the court, picks up her arm and shows the wrist.
Witness indicating the region of the wrist on the inside of the arm.
Een omgeving van een gebrug aan de kant van de arm.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kiali 'n mes gevat
took a knife, Kelly took a knife.
en sy kom uit met die mes
She came out with the knife.
en sy kom strek na Boeddha toe
She went straight to Buddha
en sy dryf vir hom
and then she threatened him
om vir hom dood te steek met die mes.
to stab him to death with the knife.
My Lord, once again, the witness did demonstrate with her right arm. May I ask her to repeat that
Can you
demonstration?
repeat that?
Dan die weer demonstratie weer herhaal.
En sy vat die mes
She took a knife,
en sy kom uit met die mes
came out with the knife.
en sy gaan strek by Boeddha
She went direct to Buddha
en sy wys vir Boeddha
and Then she showed Buddha,
ek sê jou vrek met die mes.
I'll stab you to death with this knife.
It's an overarm stabbing action, back to front with the right arm.
As the court pleases, my lord.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly nog aangegaan
Kelly kept on
met haar skielerij
with her scolding
met Boeddha.
with Buddha.
En verder aan
And further,
sê Kelly
Kelly said
van Boeddha,
to Buddha,
hy moet hout gaan haal.
he must go and fetch wood.
En Boeddha sê
Buddha said
van Kelly,
to Kelly,
daar is klaar hout gaan haal.
there is already wood, already went to fetch wood.
En Kelly kyk na die hout
Then Kelly looked at the wood
en Kelly sê,
and Kelly said,
nee, dit is nie hout nie.
no, this is not wood.
Maar ek het
But I
met my eie oë sien
saw with my own eyes
dat is hout.
it is wood.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly
gesien,
saw
daar kom 'n boetie
there comes a man
met 'n vullisdroom.
with a rubbish bin,
Waar die boetie
when the man
gedamp het daar by die veld.
when the man dumped this on the field.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly
gesê
said
aan Boeddha,
to Buddha,
sy gaan nog aan 'n ander hout haal.
she was going to fetch other wood now.
En verder aan
And further,
het Kelly
Kelly
geloop tot by die boetie
walked up to this man
om te kyk wat is daar wat die boetie
to see as to what this man
gedamp het daarso.
dumped there.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly, he
lang gemaak
took a long time
daar by die vullis.
and this rubbish.
En ek het later aan
And I later on,
het ek daar gestaan met Boeddha by die huis
I stood there with Buddha at the house
en ek het daar geroep vir Kelly. Ek het daar geroep vir Kelly
Then I called Kelly,
maar Kelly het nie na my geluister nie.
but Kelly didn't listen to me.
En even Boeddha also.
Even Buddha, as what it says also.
But
En
what did Buddha also do?
But then Buddha Wakadun,
Boeddha het ook vir Kelly geroep.
he also called Kelly.
Maar sy het ook nie vir Boeddha geluister nie.
But she didn't listen to Buddha as well.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly gekom
Kelly came
by die klomp vullis
with a lot of rubbish.
en Boeddha noem
And Buddha mentioned
aan Kelly,
to Kelly,
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 dis mos nie hout nie.
this is is a no.
Dis aan 'n klomp vullis.
It's a lot of rubbish.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly Reed,
nog 'n skel
keep on scrolling
vir Boeta.
to Buddha. At Buddha.
En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly
Kelly
geld in haar hand gehad
had money in her hand.
en verder aan
Further,
het sy vir Rikon
she said to Rikon,
moet die vuur so lank brand maak.
must start the fire.
En ek
And I
het vir Rikon gehelp
assisted Rikon
brand maak.
for the fire to start.
Maar Kelly
But Kelly
het nooit
did never
met kos begin
started with food.
nie. En verder aan
Further,
het Kelly weggestap
walked away
van die huis af.
from the house.
Ek het gedog
I thought
sy gaan traks koop.
she was going to buy drugs.
En verder aan
Further,
het ek vir Boeta gesê,
I told Buddha, I said to Buddha,
Boeta, ek gaan om na my huis toe.
I'm going up to my house.
En verder aan
Further,
het ek na my huis toe gegaan.
I went to my house.
En verder aan
Further,
het ek weer gaan kos maak vir my huisgesin.
I went to make some more food for my family, for my house family.
What time was this now?
That's
About.
a little bit.
This time was 1 o'clock.
It was 1 o'clock, my Lord.
En verder aan
Further,
het ek kos gemaak vir my huisgesin
I made food for my family,
en ek het Kawas toe gegaan
and I went to the car wash
om vir Janda kos te weg te neem.
to take food for Ayanda.
Where did you get the food from to make now?
Hierdie kos wat jy nog gemaak het vir die gesin, waar het jy dit nog gekry?
Voor Ayanda Kawas toe is die oggend,
Before Ayanda went to the car wash that morning,
het ek en Ayanda
me and Ayanda,
gepraat
we spoke
oor die middagete
about the evening food, afternoon food.
en hy Ayanda
And he, who's Ayanda,
het aan my gesê
said to me,
hy sal iemand
he would send someone
stuur na my toe
sent to me
om vir my geld te bring
bring me some money
as hy tussen door die oggend tot die middag nou iemand
if it happened between the morning and the afternoon.
'n kar gaan was,
If you would wash a car,
dan sal hy iemand stuur om geld te bring vir my.
then would send someone to bring money for me.
En verder aan
So did he send somebody with money?
As die persoon na hy gestuur met geld.
dis korrek mevrou.
That's correct, my Lord.
And what food did you prepare for your family?
Water kos het u voorberei vir die gesin.
Pap en vleis gewees my lord.
Pap and meat, my Lord.
Okay. So now you go to the car wash to take the food to Ayanda.
Eerst naar de car wash om de kost voor Ayanda te nemen.
That's correct, my Lord.
Yes.
What happens then?
Wat gebeurt toen?
Verder aan neem ik die kost van Ayanda. Ik kom terug van Kawas af.
I left the food with Ayanda and I came back from car wash.
En ik geef voor mijn kinders ook iets om te eten.
I also gave my kids something to eat.
En voor mij also.
For myself.
Verder aan ga ik weer om naar Kelly's huis toe.
I went around again to Kelly's house.
Voor je voorbij die rotsklippen.
Again, past this rocks, these rocks.
En toen ik naby Kelly's huis kom,
As I was getting close, arriving closer to Kelly's house,
staan ik bij haar huishoek.
I stand at the corner of the house
Waar die stukkende venster verwijst naar mijn huiskant toe.
where this broken window was in the direction showing the direction of my house.
It is now the window of Kelly's house, the one that was broken earlier.
Dat is door die venster van Kelly's huis dat vroeger gebreekt was.
That's correct, my Lord.
That's correct, my Lord.
En verder aan hoor ik Kelly en Buddha
I heard Kelly and Buddha
praat in die huis.
talking inside the house.
En verder aan
Further,
hoor ik ook
I also heard
Rikun stem
Rikwen's voice
in die huis.
in the house.
Verder aan hoor ik Kelly
I heard Kelly
praat met Buddha
talking to Buddha,
en Kelly
and Kelly
sê toe vir Buddha
said to Buddha,
dat daar is iets
there is something
wat sy vir hom
that she wants
wil vertel
to tell you
in verband of omtrent met Jocelyn.
in connection with Joshua.
En Buddha
Just pause. Are you still outside the house?
As we located is
Yes, my Lord.
At the corner where the window, the broken window was facing your house.
op die hoek waar die venster hier is was.
That's correct, my Lord.
Correct, my Lord.
Yes, thank you. I interrupted the witness. She said she overheard that Kelly said to Buddha she wants to tell him something in connection with Joshua.
As the court
Yes,
pleases.
thank you.
As the court pleases, my lord. Thank you. Okay, and then what happened then?
En toen wat gebeurt toen?
Verder aan sê ek aan Buddha vir Kelly,
Buddha said to Kelly,
jong Kelly,
Kelly,
ek het nie nou tyd
I don't have time now
om na jou nonsens te luister nie.
to listen to your nonsense.
En Kelly het vir Buddha gesê,
And Kelly said to Buddha,
okay dan,
okay then,
as jy nie na my wil luister nie,
if you don't want to listen to me,
gaan ek my eie kop volg
then I'm going to follow my own head
wat my gedagtes vir my sê
or what my mind wants to tell me.
en ek staan op buitekant
And I was still standing outside.
Just hang on there for a second, please. I just want us to make sure that everything that you heard that day, that you have now told the court about everything.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me just make sure.
Om wil net seker maak of wat u daardie dag gaan hoor het, dat u dit alles so gepraat het. Wil net seker maak.
Okay. So you hear how Kelly tells Buddha
U
that
het gehoor hoe Kelly Buddha sê,
she wants to tell him something about Jocelyn.
sy wil vir hom iets vertel in verband met Jocelyn.
And Buddha said he doesn't have time for her nonsense
Buddha
now.
sê nie vir haar eigenlijk tyd vir haar nonsens.
And then she said, then she will follow her own head.
Sy het besluit sy gaan haar eie gedagte opvolg.
Was that all that you heard that day, or was there something else?
Was dit al wat u hierdie dag gehoor het, of was daar iemand, of was daar iets anders?
Daar was nog wat ik gehoord heb.
There is more that I heard
I'm talking about in this conversation.
gedurende die gesprek.
Dat is correct.
That's right.
What was that?
Wat was dit gewees?
Ik heb buiten gestaan nog.
Still standing outside my door.
Toen ik daarvan, toen zei Kelly van Buddha, also een verband met.
Okay. I can hear. Oh, sorry. Let me not interrupt you. Proceed.
Die kan maar voorgaan.
Toen heeft Kelly van Buddha gezegd,
Then Kelly said to Buddha,
daar is iets wat ik voor jou wil vertellen
there's something I wanted to tell you
about Jocelyn.
about Jocelyn.
Daar is iemand wat voor Jocelyn zoekt.
There's someone who looking for Jocelyn.
En Buddha had gezegd,
Then Buddha said,
hier joh, ik die noodtijd
no man, I don't have time
om naar jouw stories, naar jouw nonsens te luisteren. Nee.
to listen to your nonsense.
Just one moment. So previously, you were interrupted. You were saying that you were standing outside,
Voor in de hele geval was het gezegd, heeft gestaan,
close to the corner,
nadat die boek,
when Kelly said to Buddha,
toen Kelly voor Buddha zei,
she wants to tell him something
zij
about
wil voor
Jocelyn.
hem iets zeggen in verband met Kelly.
Then you were
Jocelyn.
interrupted.
About Jocelyn. About Jocelyn.
This part about somebody that is looking for Jocelyn, was it in that conversation or was it a different conversation?
Hierdie gedeelte waar sy so gesê het, 'n persoon soek vir Jocelyn, was het in dezelfde sin of was het in 'n latere sin?
Het was in dezelfde gezin geweest, my lord.
So that's how I
Same
understand.
conversation.
Yes.
That's how I understand it now. To which he then responded, "Jong Kelly, ek het nie nou tyd om na jou nonsens te luister nie."
Dus hoe hy toe reageer en gesê, Kelly, I don't have time to listen to your nonsense.
And thereafter I will follow my own mind.
Dus hoe sy sê, ek sal die rede opvolg.
Dat is correct, my lord.
That's correct, my lord.
Thank
So
you.
I have the sequence now. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Now, you have heard this. What happens next?
No.
Hier, toe ek dit gehoor, wat gebeur toe?
En verder aan, maar ik sta nog buitenkant.
Further on, I was still standing outside.
Ik hoor aan,
I overheard or heard
ik hoor Kelly's phone
heard Kelly's phone
lei.
ringing.
Kelly had al in een phone in huis gehad.
Kelly is the only one who had a phone in the house.
En ze stap. En ik hoor ze stap
And I heard us walking
naar de andere vertrek
to the other room
van die dier.
of the door.
Now we've obviously heard other evidence about the layout of this house on the inside.
Daar was getuienis in die hoe die eksterieur was aan die binnekant.
Ik probeer oor die verstaan nie.
Sergeant Milstein,
Sergeant Milstein,
and don't worry about who it is, I'm just putting it to you so that you know. Explain to us when he testified that this house has 2 rooms. There's a front section that has the door, and that's where you enter. And then it's divided into a second section where the sleeping quarters are. Is that also how you know the inside of the house?
That's correct, my lord.
That is correct, my lord.
Now, we've been there, so I have a good idea where the door is. And which is the side facing towards your house. I just want to check with you, is that also the side facing in the direction of the rocks?
That's correct, my lord.
And that's where the window is.
That's correct, my lord.
So when you say that you heard her walking to the other room, it was translated as of the door. Is that the one with the door? The room with the door?
That's correct, my lord.
Right, so now she's going, what you could hear, from the one room to the front room, so to speak. The one with the door.
That's correct, my lord.
Are you still at, shall I call it, the sleeping quarters window side? You're still on that side?
Ik is nou bij die andere gedeelte van die kamer. En niet de eerste side. Ik is nou daar kant.
I'm now on the other side of this.
So you were now at the way I heard it is, are you on the side where the door is?
Aan de achterkant van die kamer.
On the back side of the room.
So it's at the back side of the house, in other words.
That's correct, my lord.
Side opposite the door, the back of the house.
That's correct, my lord.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Swanepoel.
As the court pleases, my lord. So, you hear the phone ring, you hear Kelly walk, what happens then?
Hier toe gewoon die phone lei, die wordt Kelly stap, wat gebeurt toe?
En verder aan zei Kelly, aan de phone lei van Kelly.
Further on, Kelly said that the phone of Kelly ringing.
En ze antwoordt de phone.
She answered the call.
Ik hoor.
I heard.
Ze praat Engels.
Talking English.
Oor die phone.
On the phone.
Met die persoon.
With the person.
En ze zei.
And she said.
I coming now.
Come now.
I still waiting for Buddha.
Wacht nog voor Buddha.
When Buddha is finished with his job.
Als Buddha klaar is, is hij de
En dan ze zal komen.
Then she would come.
Verder aan.
Further.
Zei zij aan Buddha.
She said to Buddha.
Buddha. Kom nou. Maak klaar.
Finish, Buddha. She said, finish, Buddha.
De mensen wachten voor mij.
The people are waiting for me.
En verder aan. Zei Boeddha aan haar.
Buddha said to her,
Ik is nog bezig, ik ga het nou klaarmaken.
I'm still busy, I'm going to finish now.
En verder aan.
And further,
roep ze naar Jocelyn.
she called Jocelyn.
Jocelyn heeft gespeeld bij die beren met zijn kinders.
Jocelyn was playing at the neighbors with the children.
En hij gaat om bij die huis,
Then I went around the house
bij die voordeur.
to the front door.
En Kelly zei tegen Jocelyn,
Kelly then said to Jocelyn,
kom Jocelyn,
Jocelyn,
kom gou ergens samen met mij.
come with me somewhere.
I just want to get the Afrikaans correct. I heard it, I just want to note it down. What I heard was you saying, kom Jocelyn, kom gou ergens saam met my.
Dat is correct, my lord.
Come quickly somewhere with me.
Yes, thank you.
Dat is correct, my lord.
Okay. Two. And then?
En verder aan,
Further,
vraagt Jocelyn,
Jocelyn asked,
Mami, waartoe gaan ons nou?
where are we, mommy? Where are we going now?
En Kelly's antwoord
And Kelly's answer
was geweest,
was,
aan haar kind, aan Jocelyn geweest,
and the answer to a child Jocelyn was,
jong, nie nog vraag nie,
men don't ask questions,
kom net saam.
just come with.
En Kelly en Jocelyn
Then Kelly and Jocelyn,
het uitgekom by die voordeur.
they came out of the front door.
En so Kelly en Jocelyn loop voorbij my,
Then Kelly and Jocelyn walked past me.
praat ek nog met Kelly
I'm still talking to Kelly.
en ek vraag vir haar,
I asked her
weer, waartoe gaan sy?
again as to where was she going to?
En sy sê vir my,
And then she said to me,
sy kom nou
she is coming back now,
en dit is nie my besigheid nie.
and it's none of my business.
Loop kak, dit is nie my besigheid nie.
Go sit, it's none of your business.
So further.
En verder aan,
Further,
Yes.
okay. En verder aan, loop Kelly en Jocelyn
further, Kelly and Jocelyn walked
aan die ander kant van die kanaal.
on the other side of the canal.
If you say on the other side of the canal, just let us understand. It's Kelly's house. Then there's a ground area, the canal, there's ground area, and then there's a tar road, if I understand it correctly.
Dat is correct, my lord.
So if you're saying Kelly and Jocelyn are walking on the other side of the canal, On which side is that now?
by Kawas,
On the
kan Kawas.
Dit is it's on the other side of the car wash.
on. Yes, I see you want to explain. Please explain. Please
Sê
demonstrate.
die wil verbeter, kan nie verbeter.
Is aan die ander kant waar ek is, aan die ander kant van die, dus ek na Kelly's huis toe gaan aan my kant, is aan die ander kant van die,
Sy moet to Kelly's house on my side,
en is aan die ander kant van die kanaal, by die grondgedeelte.
and the other side of the canal on the gravel patch.
En as die mynpad en as die Kawas aan die kant.
Then will be the main road and then the car wash on the other side.
Just one moment. At the inspection in Loco, an area was shown to us on the opposite side of Middle Post Road, where there were tires in the ground. That point was pointed out as to approximately where the car wash was. So in space, it would be the road that comes from Diaz Road. First it starts out as Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y. That road then becomes Middle Post. As you drive down in a northerly direction, to the left of the road, in other words, on the western side, is where the space was pointed out, where the tires were. To the eastern side, that's if north is, as I'm looking now, there was the open veld where we parked, and it should be on the photographs. There were two houses to the northern side of the open veld. The one in front was the blue house. The one behind was the one that was unpainted. Then there is like a dry riverbed, which one can call a canal. And on the other side are the houses where both the witness's house, the rocks, and accused 1 and 3's house was. It's also visible on the exhibit that's already before the court. Just to Ms. Lombard, could you follow my explanation of the area?
En gezien de hoofd nog verdiepend in verband hoe die areas zo voorkomen, kan ik niet volgen.
That's correct, my lord.
That's right, my lord.
Is that also your recollection of what the area looked like
Is het ook hoe
in February of last year?
is het ook die manier om te onthouden hoe die areas zo gelijk in februari van 2024?
Toen, die 18e februari was geweest, aan die andere kant van Ayanda, als het die pad wat je naar Kelly's huis toe loopt, dan krijg je die roodsklippen, zoals je naar Kelly's huis toe loopt, krijg je die
On the other
roodsklippen.
side would be the road leading to Kelly's house and you see the rocks.
En aan die andere kant, zoals je omgaan
On the other side, as you go around
naar Kawas toe,
to the car wash,
als het die grondgedeelte,
that would have the gravel patch.
en als een kanaal, en als die grondgedeelte,
Then there's a canal and then there would be another gravel patch.
en dan is het die pad en dan is het Kawas.
Then it would be the road and then the car wash.
So that's exactly how we found it at the inspection.
Het is hoe onze verkregen dag ons gaan. Inspectie.
As the court pleases.
Thank you, Ms. Swanepoel. So I interrupted the witness. The last part was when she saw accused number 3, Kelly and Jocelyn. They were walking on the other side of the canal, the car wash side, so to speak.
As the court pleases, my lord. So you see them walk, other side of the canal, what do you do?
Die sê toevallig aan die ander kant van die kanaal loop, wat moet jy doen?
Verder aan
Further on,
gaan ek weer terug,
I went to bed again.
soos ek gekom het na Kelly se huis toe,
As I came to Kelly's house,
op dieselfde rigting
the same direction
na my huis toe.
to my house.
Maar nou voor ek na my huis toe gaan,
But before I went to my house,
staan ek by 'n rots, by die rotse klippe,
I stood by the rocks
waar sy nie van my kan sien nie.
where she couldn't see me.
En verder, maar ek kan vir haar sien.
But
So,
I could see her.
en verder aan
Further on the road,
sien ek daar
then I saw there
by die grondgedeelte,
on the gravel path,
daar staan 'n wat Paulo kar.
stand a white polo vehicle.
En verder aan,
Further on,
die kar se ruite was nie te donker gewees nie.
the windows of this vehicle were not too dark.
Ek het gesien 'n man
I saw a man
by die stuurs se kant sit
at the steering wheel sitting,
en agterna klim daar 'n vrou uit.
after that a woman alighted.
Die vrou is 'n swart vrou.
The woman would be a black woman.
Sy klim in by die langs kant klim sy uit.
She got out of the vehicle from the left hand side.
Is that in the front or in the back on the left-hand side?
As it voor, achter, by die linkerkant.
Voor mevrou.
In front, my lord.
En verder aan
Further on, my lord,
klim die vrou uit
the woman alighted.
en die vrou kom om die kar na Kelly en Jocelyn toe.
The woman came around the car to Kelly and Jocelyn.
Maar Kelly staan by die kar
But Kelly was standing next to the car.
en die vrou kom na Kelly toe
The woman came to Kelly
en sy praat met Kelly,
and she spoke with Kelly.
maar ek kan nie hoor wat Kelly en die vrou praat nie.
But I couldn't hear what Kelly and this woman were talking about.
En verder aan
Further,
praat die vrou en Kelly nog.
Kelly and this woman were still talking.
En verder aan
Further on,
gesien ek die vrou gee vir Kelly iets,
I saw this woman giving Kelly something,
maar ek kan nie sien wat dit is nie.
but I couldn't see what it was.
En Kelly het 'n broek gedra en 'n
Kelly was
steepe.
wearing pants and a t-shirt.
Kan hom maar wees. En Kelly vat die iets wat die vrou vir haar gegee het
And Kelly took this something this woman gave to her.
en sy trek dit vanaf oorhoek in.
Then with this demonstration, she put it in front in the pants, in front of the pants.
The witness stood up. I was busy taking my notes. I could see out of the corner of my eye standing up and sitting down. At that stage, obviously, she was away from the microphone, so I couldn't hear her either. So I'm going to ask you, Ms. Lombard, to do the illustration again, and then I'll try and follow, because the microphone's far away from you. Maybe Mr. Blow can stand next to you, so that we can pick up what you say.
Die hof sal vra om vir die hier opstaan en weer 'n illustrasie te maak, maar die hof Ik kan niet weggeworpen worden voor de microfoon. Ik zal met mijn microfoon praten.
Ik zie die vrouw iets aan Kelly.
I saw this woman giving something to Kelly.
En Kelly heeft de broek in de t-shirt gewearing.
She had her pants on and a t-shirt.
En verder aan Kelly ontvangt die iets wat die vrouw vraagt hier.
Kelly received this thing given by something given to her by the woman.
En ze wijzen deze drukken in haar broek en voeren.
And then she put this in the pants in front. The witness illustrates by slightly lifting her top and as if the hand is placed in front of the pants. Can I just ask you, did she also lift up her top as you illustrated, or was just that your illustration today?
Soos u nou nou gewyse het, sy dieselfde gedoen as sy het op opgelig het.
Sy het net die broek opgeënt met haarself van die goed in haar broek en voeren.
Kan jy raam?
Sy het die iets ontvang en die druk sy dit in haar broek in.
She received something and put it in her pants. And put it in her pants.
Thank you, Ms. Lombard. You may be seated again.
Come on, your son.
Did Kelly do anything else at this time when she now received this and put it into her pants? Did she do anything else?
Die tyd toe sy nou hierdie iets ontvang in haar broek en druk en sy het iets aan sy doen.
The witness stands up again.
Die getuie staan weer op.
En sy het aan die ronde gekyk om te kyk wie ek sien vir haar.
She looked around to see who was seeing her.
The witness indicated, looking from left to right over the shoulders and saying she was looking to see who sees her. Thank you, Ms. Lombard.
As the court pleases, my lord.
Are you still comfortable, Ms. Lombard?
The witness says this chair is not.
I could see she was struggling with her chair, so hence my question.
As correct, meneer.
I'm correct, my lord. It's correct, my lord.
Maybe, Ms. Swanepoel, let's go up to a sensible point. I'm not sure where a sensible point will be. I don't know what the evidence will be. Maybe complete the scene on the open film. Then we take a 5 or 10 minute break. Then we continue. Remember the arrangement for today? There's no short and long breaks. Good.
Thank you, Mama.
If we can just
Thank
complete
you.
that scene,
Yes.
and then we take the break.
Thank you, Mama. Okay. So we now see Kelly do this?
U sien die vir Kelly dit doen wat die officer.
Nee. U sien Kelly doen dit. You see Kelly.
Kelly doen dit.
And
That's
then,
correct, my lord.
what happened then?
Wat gebeur toe?
Verder aan het Kelly en die vrou nog gepraat en toe die vrou weggeloop van Kelly en Jocelyn af.
Kelly and this woman kept on talking, and then this woman walked away from Kelly and Jocelyn.
En verder dan
And further, then
het Jocelyn en Kelly weggestap van die rijden af en terug naar de huis gekeerd.
Kelly and Jocelyn walked away from this vehicle,
En weer terug naar de huis van Kelly.
then back to the house of Kelly.
En verder dan
Further on,
het ek naar mijn huiskant toe gegaan.
I went to the direction of my house.
Want ik het niet lang gemaakt met mijn huis nie.
But I didn't stay long at my house.
All right. Hou gou daar. What happened to the woman and the white polo car?
Maar dit gevolg van hierdie dame en die wit polo
Die kar die vrou het weer ingeklim in die kar in voorin en die kar het weggery.
The woman got again inside the car in front and the vehicle drove off.
Okay. This woman that you, are you okay?
Yes, mevrou.
The woman that you saw,
Die
can
vrou wat
you,
u gesien het,
can you describe her to the court?
kan u hierdie dame aan die hof dan vertel, beskryf.
Dit is 'n kort vrouwmens.
A short woman
Sy het spikkels in haar gesig
with some dots in her face,
en 'n bandjie, dit lyk na 'n bandjie by die kop, voor haar kop.
a belt, as the witness says, in the front of her head,
En sy het gedra groen klere,
dressed in green clothes.
'n groen doekie op die kop en 'n groen skipou, weet jy wat is daai nie, en 'n skirt het sy aangehad.
A green headgear on the head, my lord, and a greenish like a t-shirt and a green groen
'n groen skirt,
and a green skirt.
maar dit vir my gelyk,
But to me, it appears as if
dit is 'n sangoma.
it's a sangoma. It's a sangoma.
Why do you say that to you it appears to be a sangoma?
Hoekom sê u aan u het dit gelyk as 'n sangoma?
Want ek het gesien die spikkels in haar gesig en ek het gesien die groen klere wat sy dra.
I saw the dots in her face
Wanneer-
and the green clothing she was wearing.
Want dit was nie die eerste keer wat ek gesien het 'n vrou wat sulke klere dra.
It was not my first time to saw a woman wearing such gear, such clothes.
Dit is hoekom ek my eie afleiding gemaak het, dit is 'n sangoma.
That's why I made my own conclusion that it was a sangoma.
Can I just ask you to explain to us when you say you see spots in her face? Just that. Just describe that to us.
Kan u net die spikkels in die gesig aan die hof verduidelik?
Sy het wit spikkels
White dots,
in haar gesig gehad
witness demonstrated the hand, right hand side, right hand in the face.
en sy het 'n bandjie wat so omgekom het by haar
Then a little belt
voorkop.
coming around the head, so what it says up to the front.
En sy het 'n groen doekie boorkant die bandjie het sy gedra.
A green headgear on top of this belt. Green head dookie on top of this belt.
Thank you, my lord. If we can perhaps take a short adjournment at this stage.
It's 9 minutes past 10. A 10-minute break till 20 past. It's a comfort break today. So it's nothing more. So 10 minutes, I think, should suffice.
Thank you.
I will return at 20 past 10. The court will adjourn.
En verder aan
Further on,
hoor ik
I hear
Kelly praat met Buddha.
I heard Kelly talking to Buddha,
En Kelly zei voor Buddha,
and Kelly said to Buddha,
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 hier is de geld
here is the money
wat die Sangoma gegee het.
that the Sangoma gave. That the Sangoma gave.
En Buddha vra
And Buddha asked
vir Kelly,
Kelly,
hoeveel geld is dit?
wanted to know how much money it was,
En Kelly sê
and Kelly said,
aan Buddha, dit is 20.000 rand.
Kelly said to Buddha, it's a 20,000 rand.
En verder aan
Further on,
gaan ek om by die huis,
I went around the house
by die ander gedeelte van die kamer.
on the other side of this room.
En Buddha vra
Then Buddha
vir Kelly,
asked Kelly,
nou hoe gaan sy nou maak
how is she going to do now?
met die geld? Wat gaan sy nou maak met die geld?
What is she going to do now with the money?
En ek kom om by Kelly se huis
Then I came around Kelly's house,
en Stefanus was ook buite gewees.
Stephanus was also outside.
Die
Stephanus.
Stephanus.
Stefano
Stefano was also outside.
Where's Stefano?
Waar Stefano
hy is buite staan buitekant by die deur.
was outside at the door.
Die deur van Kelly was oop gewees.
The door of Kelly was open.
En ek kom om by die deur, om by die huis, by
Then
die
I
voordeur.
came around the house to the front door.
En ek klop aan die deur.
Then I knocked at the door.
Just one moment. Did you knock on the door?
Het u aan die deur geklop?
Dis korrek, meneer. Dis korrek, my lord.
Yes.
Okay. You knock on the door?
U het
Yes.
u aan die deur geklop en toe
Gaan ek in by Kelly
I went inside to Kelly
en ek roep aan Kelly
and I called out to Kelly
en ek vra vir Kelly, wat gaan aan?
and I asked Kelly what was going on.
En Kelly het vir my gesê,
Then Kelly said to me,
Rens, ek het nou 'n kakding aangevang.
Rens, I did something shit now.
En ek het vir haar gevra, hoe bedoel sy aan 'n kakding het sy aangevang?
I asked her, what do you mean about the shit thing you just did?
En sy sê vir my, Rens,
Then she said to me, Rens,
ek het nou
I did now,
ek het nou my kind
I did now my child,
verkoop aan 'n Sangoma.
sold my child to a Sango.
En ek het vir haar gevra,
Then I asked her,
hoekom doen sy dit?
why was she doing that?
Of vir wat het sy dit gedoen?
Or why did she do that? Or for what did she do that?
En haar antwoord was gewees,
And the answer was,
jong Rens, ek het geld nodig gehad
Rens, I was in need of money
en ek kry swaar.
and I'm going through hardship.
En ek het vir haar gevra, vir haar gesê,
And I asked her, or I said to her,
as sy probleme gehad het, of sy probleme het,
if you have had problems, if you has a problem,
kan sy na iemand toe gegaan het
she could go to someone
En gepraat het met die persoon,
and would speak to the person
die probleem wat sy het.
about the problem she was having.
En nou moet jy jou kind verkoop
And now you must sell the child
vir geld.
for money.
En haar woorde was aan my gewees.
Her words to me was,
Jong reeds, dit is klaar so.
Rens, it is already like that.
En sy kan niks aan dit doen, aan die
There's
saak
nothing I
nie.
can do about that.
And what did you say now?
En wat sy doen, wat het doen gesê? Wat het nog gesê?
En ek sê vir my gesê, jong reeds, dit is klaar so.
Then she said to me, Rens, it is like that already.
Sy kan niks aan die saak doen nie.
There's nothing she can do to the matter.
Dit is net klaar.
It is done.
En verder aan
Further on,
het Stefano ook gehoor
Stefano also heard
wat Kelly gedoen het.
what Kelly did.
En Stefano kom ook in die huis in
Stefano also entered the house,
en Boeta het vir Kelly gevra,
then Buta asked Kelly,
hoe gaan sy nou maak met die geld?
how is she going to do now with the money?
En Kelly se woorde was gewees,
And Kelly's words were,
sy gaan vir Rens, gaan sy 1000 rand gee,
she was going to giving Rens 1,000 rand,
en vir Stefano gaan sy gee 1200 rand,
and to Stefano she was going to give 1,200,
en die ander geld wat oor is,
and the other money which will remain
gaan sy en Boeta deel onder mekaar.
then would be shared amongst herself and Buta.
En ek het vir haar gesê,
And I said to her,
Kelly,
Kelly,
dit is by my gaan dit nie oor die geld wat hy vir my gaan gee nie.
to me it's not about the money you're going to give me,
Dit gaan oor jou kind,
it's about it's about your child,
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
En ek het nooit vir haar gevra hoekom sy vir my 1000 rand gee en vir Stefano 1200 rand nie.
I never asked as to why would she give me 1,000 rand and Stefano 1,200.
En ek het nooit vir haar gevra hoekom gee sy vir Stefano 1200 rand, maar vir my gee sy 1000 rand.
And why would she give 1,200 to Stefano and to me 1,000 rand?
En verder aan
Further on,
het ek weer om na my huise kant toe gegaan.
I went around again to the direction of my house.
Did you get the money before you went home?
Voor toe ik door is, dus heb ik die geld gekregen.
Nee, my lord.
Meer jullie, no, my lord.
Just before you get to going home, when Kelly now says she will give 1,000 to you, 1,200 to Stefano, did you then have a further discussion? You, Kelly, Buta and Stefano there? Did you have further talks there before you left to go to your house?
Toen u nog daar was voordat u nou naar uw huis toe terugkeert, en in tegenwoordigheid van Stefano, Kelly, Buta en mezelf, heb jullie nog verder gepraat? Was er een verder gesprek?
That's correct, my lord.
Please tell us about that.
Kan u dan vooral daarvan vertellen?
En verder aan
Further on,
het ek vir Kelly gevra,
I asked Kelly,
hoe gaan sy nou maak?
how is she going to do now
Om vir Jocelyn weg te kry.
to get Jocelyn away?
En Kelly se antwoord was aan my gewees,
Kelly's answer to me was,
sy gaan self dink, of sy gaan self 'n plan uitwerk om vir Jocelyn weg te kry.
She said, I'm going to think myself or I'm going to work out a plan to get Jocelyn away.
At the time when this discussion took place, who were all present?
Die tyd toe hierdie gesprek nou plaasvind, wie was nou teenwoordig?
Dit was net ek,
Was only me,
ek, Kiali,
Kelly,
Buddha, Stefano, Rikun was daar gewees
Rikun was there,
en Jocelyn was daar gewees.
and Jocelyn was there.
Where were Requin and Jocelyn? Where were they?
Waar was Rikun en Jocelyn?
Rikun het in die ander kamer gewees
Rikun was in the other room.
en Jocelyn het buite by die deur gespeel.
Jocelyn was playing outside at the door.
I just want to understand about this money and what Kelly said, how much she was going to give you. Was there further talk about the money there? And why would she give you and Stefano the money?
En wanneer weet toe julle nou gepraat het oor hoeveel u sal kry? As daar verder gesprek in verband met die geld en hoekom so u so sê vir u en Stefano geld gee?
That's correct, my lord. De rede is
The reason was
ek en Stefano,
myself and Stefano,
die tyd wat Kelly sê sy gaan vir my R1,000 gee en vir Stefano R200.
the time when Kelly said she was going to give me 1,000 and 1,200 to Stefano,
Ons het die aanbod aanvaar
we accepted this offer
en dat ons ons monde moet hou.
then we must keep quiet. And that we must keep quiet.
En dat ons van niemand moet sê
And we mustn't tell anyone
oor dit wat gebeur, oor die beplanning wat ons beplan nie.
about what we're planning.
En verder aan
Further on,
het ek vir Kelly gesê,
I said to Kelly,
okay, dis reg, ek aanvaar die R1,000 wat sy vir my gee.
I said it's fine, I'll accept the 1,000 rand you giving me.
Maar sy het nooit die geld vir my gegee nie.
But she never gave me the money.
Did you ever see any money?
Het u ooit enige geld gezien?
Nee, my lord.
No, my lord.
And was there any specific further plan about how this would happen then at that stage?
Was daar enige iets wat toen gesê was en hoe so, met die beplanning hoe so dit verder gebeur?
Kan u dit weer vir my verduidelik?
Can you explain that to me again?
No, I'm just asking, was there any further discussion there
Was daar
about the
enige ander
plan?
gesprek?
That's all I'm asking.
That's now the Sunday afternoon.
The Sunday afternoon there in the house.
Sondag namiddag in die huis.
Nee, meneer.
No,
Nee,
my
my lord. Sorry.
Right. And was it then that you went home?
Dit is toe u nou huis toe is.
That's correct, my lord.
That's correct, my lord.
Do you recall if you went back to Kelly and Butta's house that same Sunday?
Kan u onthou het u weer teruggekeer na Buddha en Kelly se huis die Sondag?
Nee, my Lord.
If somebody were to say that you did, could that be correct?
As 'n persoon sou sê u het teruggekeer na die huis, sal dit nou reg wees?
Ek is nou onzeker, ek weet nou nie of ek daar gewees het, want ek was gedrugs geweest.
I'm not sure whether I went back there, my Lord, because witness says I was drugged.
Ek het baie drugs gerook.
I smoke a lot of drugs.
That Sunday. That Sunday.
On any-
Sondag.
Ek het die vorige week het ek gerook, nou hy tik is nou in my lichaam in, en ek het nog die Sondag ook hier gerook.
The previous week I had took and that remained in my system, and then on that Sunday I smoked again.
When did you smoke the tuk that Sunday?
Wanneer het u die tik gerook die Sondag?
Voor hy aan daar weer, toe gaan het ek vir hom gevra, as hy tussen die dag het, sal hy gehaal het, dan moet hy vir my 'n deurkraal gee, of vir 6 rand gee, vir my vir 2 sakkies tik, of 1 sakkie tik sy gehaal gee. Toe sê hy, dit is reg reeds.
Before I went to work, I asked him if he can give me 60 rand to buy either a 30 rand packet of tuk or a 60 rand packet of tuk. Can you give me the money? Then he said, it's fine, rands.
I'm actually specifically referring to on that Sunday. Did you smoke the tuk before this whole event that you have just told us about? Before this event happened? Or was it after the event happened? Or was it in between the event?
Die antwoord wil weet, hierdie tik wat u die Sondag sou gerook het u dit gerook voor hierdie voorval, of na die voorval, of gedurende hierdie voorval plaasgevind het?
Dit was na die voorval geweest.
After the event, my Lord.
Can you tell us, how did you feel about this whole plan that was now made
On the Sunday.
on the Sunday, my Lord?
Kan u verhof sê, hoe het u gevoel van hierdie planning wat toegemaak was hierdie Sondag?
My Lord, soos ek nou vandag hier staan, ek is eerlik, praat die waarheid, my
As
Lord.
I'm standing here today, my Lord, I'm honest, I'm speaking the truth.
Ek was so kwaad geweest.
I was so angry.
Ek het nie geweet wat ek kan doen nie.
I didn't know as to which way, which way should I?
En ek kan nie geglo het dat dit gebeur en dat ons die beplanning gemaak het nie.
I couldn't believe we did it and that we planned.
Yeah. When you say you were angry, who were you angry with?
As u sê u was kwaad, vir wie was u kwaad?
Ek was kwaad vir Kelly geweest.
For Kelly, I was angry for Kelly.
Why?
Hoekom?
Want die beplanning wat ek gehoor het wat sy mee besig is.
Because the planning I heard she was busy with.
En ek het haar gevra, hoe kan sy so 'n kak stupid ding aanvang?
I wanted to know why would you do something so shitty and stupid?
En dit is haar eie kind, Jocelyn Smith.
And it is her own child, Jocelyn Smith.
Okay. This brings us to the Monday morning, Monday the 19th of February 2024.
Dit bring ons na die maandag die 19de van Februarie die jaar 2024.
So please tell us what happened that Monday morning.
Kan u vir ons sê wat gebeur het hierdie maandagoggend?
Ik heb opgestaan bij mijn huis.
I got out of my bed at my house.
Ik heb mijn huiswerk gedaan bij mijn huis.
I did my house chores.
Ik heb gegaan naar Kelly's huis toe.
Then I went to Kelly's house.
Want ik is nou nieuwsgierig
Because now I was curious
om te gaan vragen of je plan nog werkt.
to ask if the plan is working
Van Jocelyn.
of Jocelyn.
En hoe gaan zij van Jocelyn weer kan krijgen van huis af?
Then how will she get Jocelyn away from the house?
Ik kom daar bij Kelly's huis.
I arrived at Kelly's house.
Rikwan, Jocelyn,
Riquan, Jocelyn,
Kelly,
Kelly,
Buddha,
Uta, Stefano
was daar geweest bij de huis die ochtend.
were at the house that morning.
And the little girl?
And the clean doctor came.
Ik heb niet voor Rachel gezien bij de huis, nee.
I didn't see Rochelle at the house.
Zij iemand, ik nou niet weet nie of het nou Buddha is of iemand iets van Chris toegeneem. Iets zoals dat, ik weet nou niet. Maar zij was niet bij de huis geweest, nee.
Someone, Buddha or someone, took her to the crash, but she was not at the house.
Maybe the witness can tell us a bit about what time it was that she got to the house of Buddha and Kelly. Buddha and Kelly.
Kan u vir die hof sê hoe laat u na Kelly en Buddha se huis toe was?
Ik weet nou niet wat de tijd was, het niet, maar het was vroeg in de ochtend geweest wat ik gegaan heb bij Kelly's huis. Dat was omtrent voor de schoolkinders school doorgaan.
I don't know, my lord, but it was early when I went to Buddha and Kelly's house. It was before school children would go to school or has gone to school.
Okay. So tell us what happens there at the house.
Vertel toe wat gebeur het by die huis.
Verder aan vraag ik van Kelly.
Further on, I asked Kelly,
Kelly, hoekom as die kinders nie school toe nie?
why isn't the children to school? Why didn't children go to school?
Kelly was aan ze my, nie vraag vir hulle. Vir my
Kelly's
kan
answer was
vraag nie.
that, ask them, don't ask me shit.
En verder aan voor Kelly weer toe gaan,
Further on, before Kelly left for work,
noem Kelly aan Buddha.
Kelly mentioned to Buddha,
Buddha, 2 o'clock
Buddha at 2 o'clock,
moet jy vir Jocelyn herinhou.
then you must get Jocelyn ready.
Want ik ga 2 o'clock huis toe kom.
Because at 2 o'clock I'll come home.
Want die mensen komen 2 o'clock van Jocelyn kom halen.
Because the people come at 2 o'clock to fetch Jocelyn.
Verder aan,
Further on,
verder aan sê Kelly vir Boeta,
Kelly said to Buddha,
sy gaan nou vir Jocelyn iets inpak,
she's going to pack something in for Jocelyn,
soos 'n broek en 'n skipe, 'n
like
sweater
a pair,
And a
pants
panty.
and a t-shirt
en 'n panty.
and panties.
En ek sien my eie oë, sy pak dit in 'n cooler bag, 'n swart cooler bag in.
With my own eyes, I saw her packing into a black cooler bag.
En voor sy loop,
And before she left,
sê sy vir Boeta,
she said to Buddha,
Boeta moenie vergeet nie asseblief.
Buddha, you shouldn't forget, please.
2 o'clock, ek gaan kom en vir Jocelyn kom haal.
2 o'clock, I'll come to fetch Jocelyn.
En verder aan, Kelly is toe weg.
Further on then, Kelly left.
Voor sy weer toe gaan het Kelly geld in haar hand gehad.
Before Kelly went to work, she had money in her hand.
Vra sy vir my
Asked me,
of ek 'n taksakkie te wil gaan koop by Kamers nie.
don't I want to go and buy a bag of tuck at Kamsis?
En ek sê vir haar, nee, ek gaan nie.
Then I said to her, no, I'm not going.
En verder aan,
Further on,
loop sy weg sy kant toe.
then she went in the direction of work.
Maar sy vat nie die koelebek saam nie en nie vir Jocelyn nie. Sy los die koelebek en nie vir Jocelyn los sy agter by Boeta.
But she didn't take the cooler bag and Jocelyn with her. She left the cooler bag and Jocelyn with Buddha.
That morning, before she left to work, was there any discussion about the plan and the money?
Die oggend voor sy toe werk was daai oggend, was daar enige gesprek gewees in verband met die beplanning van die geld?
Dis korrek, mevrou.
That's correct, my lord.
Please tell us about that.
Vertel, die hof.
Ons was, ek het vertel en vir Boeta bestek en gesê, nee, ek is tevrede met die duisende wat sy vir my gaan gee. En
I
sy,
said to Buddha, Kelly, Stefano, that I was happy with the money she was going to give to me
en Stefano also het gesê, nee, hy is tevrede met die 1200 wat sy vir hom gaan gee.
Stefano also said, I'm also satisfied with the 1,200 you're going to give me.
So was this confirmed that morning?
Was dit bevestig die oggend?
Dis korrek, mevrou, my lord.
That's correct, my lord.
And any talk about what you must do, you and Stefano?
En enige gesprek wat u en Stefano moes doen,
Ek en Stefano
myself and Stefano
moet haar wees
must be there
wanneer sy op pad is,
when she was on her way
hy se kan huis toe,
home.
dan moet ons vir Jocelyn by die huis hou.
I must keep Jocelyn at the house.
En vir haar rede hou.
Must keep her ready.
And was there any discussion about the reporting of this matter?
Was daar enige gesprek in verband met die rapportering van hierdie saak?
Dis korrek, my lord.
Please tell
Dis
us
reg,
about
maar
that.
dit is korrek, my lord. Kan
En-
u vir ons daarvan vertel?
Ek, Kelly,
Myself, Kelly,
Boeta en Stefano.
Buddha and Stefano,
Ek en Kelly, ek en Stefano en Boeta
myself, Stefano and Buta,
moet vir niemand sê nie,
you mustn't tell any person,
of vir die police mense sê vir niemand nie.
and also the police people or no one.
Sy is die een wat gaan rapporteer by die polisiestasie
She's the one who's going to report at the police station
dat 'n kind vermis is.
that a child got missed or vanished.
En ons aanvaar sê, dis korrek, ons sal van niemand sê nie. Sy is die een wat vir die polisie en vir die ander mense gaan sê.
That's when we accepted that we're not going to tell anyone. She is the one who's going to tell the police and other people.
So Kelly leaves to go to work.
Kelly is toe weg, werk.
What do you do?
Wat doen u toe?
Ik was nog daar bij huis geweest.
I was still at the house.
Toen het Boeta van mij gezegd,
Then Buta said to me,
Kelly zei, ons moet 2 o'clock, dus van Jocelyn net gereden houden.
Kelly said we must keep Jocelyn at 2 o'clock ready.
En verder aan,
Further on,
het Boeta en Stefano minderiks gerook, patten gerook in de huizen.
Buta and Stefano smoked button inside the house, mandrakes in the house.
Ik heb niet samen met hulle gerook nie,
I didn't smoke with them
die ochtend.
that morning.
Okay.
En verder aan,
Further on,
So what did you do? Did you stay there or what did you do?
wat heb je gedaan? Heb je daar blij? Wat heb je gedaan?
die tijd wat Boeta en Stefano die patten geroken, het ik omgegaan huis toe.
The time when Buta and Stefano were smoking this button, then I went up to my house.
En verder aan, de geld bij mij is geweest.
I remained at my house further on. I remained at my house.
Ik kan u niet precies zeggen wat het tijd was het geweest wat ik weer gelopen van huis af.
I can't say exactly what time I walked from my house,
Want ik weet, ik was bij die winkel geweest
but what I know that I was at the shop,
en toen ik teruggekomen naar mijn huis toe.
went back to my house.
En verder aan,
Further on,
tussen 2 o'clock.
it was 2 o'clock.
En toen zie ik van Kelly aankomen bij het van die werk af.
Then I saw Kelly coming on from work.
Just before that, before you go and you see Kelly coming from the work, when you were at your home, did somebody come to your house?
Net voor dat, toen ik zo voor Kelly zien op pad naar huis toe, heeft daar iemand naar je huis toe gekomen.
Dat is correct, my lord. Sorry voor dat.
You can tell us about that.
Ik kan je daarvan vertellen.
Ik was bij mijn huis geweest, van Kelly zei dat ik naar mijn huis toe ga.
I was at my house because I went from Kelly's house to my house.
Toen komt daar een vrouwmens naar mij toe
A woman came to me,
en ze vraagt van mij eens
asked me rent,
of ik niet van haar een zak slingbag eet niet.
don't I have a sling bag for her?
Ik zei van ja, ik eet.
Then I said to her, yes, I do have.
En ik zei nog van ja, ik eet. Ze kan inkomen in mijn kamer in.
I said to her, I do have. She can come into my bedroom.
Ik heb een klomp van die slingbags in mijn kamer in.
I've got a lot of the sling bags in my room.
En ik heb nog van haar gevaren vraag, waar ze kan net kiezen wat de een ze likes.
Then I said to her, you can choose the one that you like.
En sy het die een gekies wat sy van hou. En dit was 'n Nike bag geweest.
Then she chose the one she liked. It was a Nike bag.
En verder aan, ik vraag haar, wat gaan zij voor mij geven voor die bag?
And then I asked her, what are you going to give me for this bag?
En ze heeft voor mij gezegd, ze gaat voor mij een minder pil geven, een kwart.
She said she's going to give me a quarter pill.
En ik heb gezegd,
Hendrix.
dat is correct, ik ga het vat, ik ga het komen halen.
Then I said, it's fine, I'm going to accept it, I'll come and fetch it.
Maar ik heb niet geweten waar ze blij. Niet zit me vertedelijk waar ze blij. En toen ik nou geweten waar om te reden ze blij.
I didn't at first know where she was residing, but when she explained to me where she was residing, then more or less I know where she was residing.
Ze blij nabij Kams. Ze maar zoveel reizen, 3 reizen van Kams af.
She stays close by Gams, we can say between 3 and 4 houses from Gams' house.
En verder aan gaan ze toen van mijn huis af naar huis toe.
Further on, she left my house to her house.
En verder aan na een rukje toen mijn kinders geslapen.
Further on, after a while, my kids fell asleep.
Terwijl hulle twee slaap,
Whilst they were sleeping,
gaan ik om
then I went around
naar die vrouw zijn huis toe.
to the house of this woman.
Maar ik loop diezelfde pad zo ik naar Kelly's huis toe gaan.
Then I walked in the same road or way as I'm walking to Kelly's house.
En verder aan gaan ik, toen ik bij Kelly's huis kom,
Then when I arrived at Kelly's house,
als Boeta en de Rikwan
was Buta Rekwan,
en Jocelyn bij de huis geweest.
Jocelyn at the house. When I went to Kelly's house, it was Buta Rekwan and Jocelyn at the house.
En verder aan vraag ik voor Boeta
Further on, I asked Buta,
of hij niet iets heeft om te roken, niet zoals drugs,
don't you have
tuk of
anything
batten.
to smoke like drugs? It's either tuck or button.
Maar Boeta zijn antwoord was geweest, hij heet niet.
His answer was that he doesn't have.
En ik heb gezien die pijp staan na applicatie, maar ik heb er gewagen waar ik pijp daar staan niet.
But I saw the pipe standing on the little cupboard, but I didn't really worry about the pipe.
Verder aan zei ik voor Boeta, ik ga gewoon een plan maken.
Then I said further to Buta that I'm going to make a plan quickly
Dat ons twee kan roken.
so that the two of us can smoke.
En ik noem aan hem,
Then I mentioned to him
aan die vrouw waar ik hier op pad is.
about the woman I was on my way to.
En verder aan,
Further on,
zei Boeta, nee, dat is correct, ik kan maar gaan.
Buta said, no, it's fine, you can go.
En ik loop toe naar die vrouw zijn huis toe.
Then I went to this woman's house. To this woman's house.
Ik kom daar bij die vrouw zijn huis aan.
I arrived at this woman's house.
En verder aan, klop ik aan de deur.
Further on, I knocked on a door.
En ze maakt op die deur, daar was nog een mansmens bij haar, lijkt me dat haar boyfriend.
Opened the door, there was a male person there. To me, it appears like to be a boyfriend.
Hoe kom ik zo zeggen als die ik, wat zijn een boyfriend relationship, een romantische relationship, zeg maar zo.
The way they were acting in a romantic relationship. You can say that.
En ze geeft die koord minder pil van mij.
Then she gave me quarter of the Manflex tablet.
En ik loop toen weer van huis af.
I left the house again.
Ik loop diezelfde pad zoals ik gekomen naar huis. Toen loop ik diezelfde pad weer terug.
I used the same route when I went to the house on my way back.
Zoals ik nader kom, is in die middel bij veld is daar 'n gebou, like soos drade of something in die middel.
As I was walking in the middle, there was something like a place with wires.
Soos ek nader aankom staan Buddha
As I was coming closer, there stands Buddha,
en Rikwan
Rikwan,
en Jocelyn buitekant.
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 Peitakan, on the outside.
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 Sorry, my lord. Verder aan roep schreeuw ik naar Buddha toe. Buddha!
Then, after that, I called out Buddha's name, as the witness says. I called him Buddha.
Wil jij niet gewoon een van jouw kinders vragen?
Don't you want to ask one of your children
Of wil je niet naar mijn huis toe wil gaan nie?
if they would want to go to my house
Om te gaan kijken of mijn kinders nog slapen nie.
to go and check if the children are still sleeping?
En verder aan toen komen we nader aan Kelly's huis.
Further on, then I went closer to Kelly's house.
Sien ik neer, maar die twee kinders van Kelly is nog steeds daar bij Buddha buitekant.
Then I saw, no, these two children are still with Buddha. These two children of Kelly are still with Buddha on the outside.
En ik noem aan Buddha, Buddha, dat is alright. Los maar moet niet vragen, ik ga zomaar nog straight bij mijn huis.
Then I said to him, no, Buddha, it's fine. Don't ask. I'll go straight to my house.
En ik heb gehad, vinnig gehad, tot bij mijn huis. Want mijn kinderen is alleen bij de huis.
Then I ran quickly to my house because my children were alone at home.
Ik heb bij mijn huis gekomen.
I arrived at my house.
Mijn kinderen zijn nog geslapen.
My children were still asleep.
En ik was daar bij de huis geweest, 5 tijd geweest. Ik was bij de huis geweest die hele tijd voor hulle wakker geschrokken.
Then I was at the house the whole time until they wake up.
En toen die een wakker geschrokken,
The one woke up,
en toen die andere een ook wakker geschrokken.
the other also woke up.
En toen ging ik voor iets om te eten.
I gave them something to eat.
En achterna, toen komt Jocelyn naar mijn huis toe.
After that, that's when Jocelyn came to my house.
En ik zat toen bij die voordeur bij mij.
I was sitting at the front door at mine.
En ik zei voor Jocelyn, kom in.
And I said to Jocelyn, you can come in.
En ik geef nog voor Jocelyn ook iets om te eten.
I also gave Jocelyn something to eat.
En verder aan
Further on,
zei ik voor Jocelyn,
I said to Jocelyn,
eet gewoon eerst klaar en dan als je klaar is, dan gaat ons lopen. Weer terug tot daar bij Kelly's huis.
finish eating. After we finish, we'll go back to Kelly's house.
Verder aan,
Further on,
als hulle al 3 klaar geëet,
all 3 of them have finished eating.
en ik heb 2 kleinkindertjes, een was 1 jaar oud en de andere was 2 jaar oud geweest, nog bij die jaar geweest, laatst jaar.
At that stage, there were still small children. One was 1 year old, one was 2 years old.
De een het gestapt en de andere het niet gestapt nie.
The one was walking, the one was not.
Ik heb een voorgedra, die een wat 2 jaar oud is, het ik voorgedra en die een wat 1 jaar oud is, het ik achter mijn rug geabba.
The one was 2 years old, I carried him in front.
Ik
And
heb
the
jaren-
one 1 year old was on my back.
Ik heb elke tijd als ik loop, dan dit hulle so gedra, een voor en een achter mijn rug geabba.
Every time when I would walk or go out, my Lord, I would carry him in that manner. One in front, the 2-year-old, and the one on my back.
En verder aan heb ik mijn deur toegemaakt. Jocelyn was langs mij geweest.
Closed my door with Jocelyn next to me.
En ek sê, kom Jocelyn, ons loop nou weer terug na Kelly en Boeta se huis toe.
I said to come Jocelyn, we go back now to Kelly and Job and Buddha's house.
Verder aan,
Further on,
ons het daar by Boeta en Kelly se huis gekom.
we arrived at the house of Buddha and Kelly.
Verder aan kom ek en Jocelyn en my twee kinders daar by die huis aan.
Myself and the two, Jocelyn and the two kids arrived at the house.
En ek gee vir Boeta die menderpil.
Then I gave this man tablet to Buddha.
Do you have any idea what time this now is?
Kan u die idee hê hoe laat sou dit nog is?
Dat was omtrent so voor 1 gewees.
It was about before 1.
Voor 1, voor 12, so omtrent daar.
After 12, before 1, around there.
All right, you give the quarter button to Buddha and then?
U gee toe die kwart button aan Buddha en toe.
Verder aan kras Boeta die pil en Boeta gooi dit op sy een kriem van my en ek rook toe verder.
Then he crushed this pill and then half of that he gave to me to smoke.
Maar voor ek gerook kom Stefano daar aan by Boeta.
Before I smoked, then Stefano came there at Buddha's.
En Stefano vra vir Boeta of hy nie iets het om te rook nie.
Then Stefano wanted to know from Buddha, doesn't he have something to smoke?
En Boeta sê nee, hy het niks nie.
Then Buddha said, no, I've got nothing.
Stefano het gekom daar aan met 'n microwave
Stefano arrived there with a microwave
en 'n aardtang. Aardtang.
and a hair clipper.
Tang.
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 A head tong.
Tong.
Tong, sorry.
Tong.
Nee,
Head tong.
you are correct. When you are saying hartang, dis reg. Afrikaans hartang. Engels hair tong.
Hair tong.
En met 'n lead, met die lead en die plak nog van die lead.
And a lid with its plug.
Yes. En verder aan sê Stefano vir Boeta, daar is 'n boetie wat 'n microwave soek.
Then Stefano said that there's a man who needs or who's looking for a microwave.
En Boeta het net vir hom geantwoord, nee, dis is reg.
Buddha said to him, that's fine.
En hy sê toe vir Boeta, hy gaan die harentang gaat hy los en die lead, hy gaan net die microwave, gaat hy saamvat tot by die boetie se huis.
Then he said he's going to leave the hair tongue at Buddha's and the lead is only going to take this microwave to the house of this man.
Stefano is weg met dit, met die microwave tot by die boetie se huis.
Stefano left with this microwave to the house of this man.
Die tyd wat Stefano weg is met die microwave, ek het Boeta verder gerook.
The time when Stefano went away with this microwave, me and Buddha kept on smoking.
Toe ons klaar gerook het, ek het Boeta klaar gerook het, Rico net langs Boeta gesit by die klein kooitjie. Ons het by die ander vertrekker die by die dier, so wat trek het ons gesit.
Whilst we were smoking there, Rukwan was sitting in the small bed, on the small bed, and us were sitting close by the door.
Okay, sorry, I just want to understand. You
That's-
say Requin sits next to
Boeta,
Boeta
Langs aan Buddha gesit,
on the small bed.
op die
die
klein bed.
small bed, enkel of hoe sê mens? Is het enkel, ek weet nie wat enkel is of, maar is 'n klein bed.
I don't know whether it's single, my lord, but it's a small bed. Rukwan was sitting next to Buddha on the small bed.
Langs die kas, die koei is langs die kassie.
This bed is next to this little cupboard.
En Rico was playing with his, what Kelly said, nail polish.
Rukwan was playing with Kelly's nail polish, as the witness says.
En Boeta was, het vir Rico gesê, moenie met jou ma se naalpuntjie mors nie.
Then she said, Buddha said to Rukwan, don't play with your mother's nail polish.
As jou ma nou toe huis toe kom, dan kom skel sy weer oor met jou ma se naalpunt mors.
Because when your mother would arrive from work now at 2 o'clock, she would come and called about this nail polish.
I didn't get it quite clearly. Where were you there in the house when you and Buddha and Requin is sitting on the small bed? Where were you?
Hier toe gesê waar Boeta en Requin sê waar was u?
Ek het aan die huis gesit by die deur.
I was inside the house at the door, sitting inside the house at the door.
Was it now at this time that you were smoking?
As dit toe die tyd toe jy toe gerook het.
Dis korrek. Maar
Yes,
voor ek by die deur gaan sit ek nader aan Boeta gesit om te rook om die pyp aan te vat by Boeta.
Before I went to sit by the door, I was sitting closer to Buddha in order for me to get the pipe, take the pipe from Buddha as we were smoking.
And at this time, do you know where Jocelyn was?
Oh, beautiful, weet nie waar Jocelyn was.
Jocelyn was buitekant gewees.
Jocelyn was outside.
Do you know what she was doing?
Weet nie wat sy besig was om te doen?
Sy het gespeel buitekant by grond.
She was playing outside with soil.
Okay. So you're sitting inside the house, inside the door. Is that where you are now smoking?
Hy sit nou by die deur, is daar nog as geroken.
Ek verstaan nie.
I don't understand.
Where did you smoke? Did you smoke there, sitting in the door, or did you smoke where Buddha was?
No,
I'm trying to.
just one of those, she said, when they were smoking, she was sitting closer to Buddha
Buddha.
because she had to receive the pipe from him as it was being passed on. Then she went to sit close to the door. That's how I heard it.
Yes, my lord.
May I then ask the question, what happened to the pipe?
Wat het toe gebeur van die pyp?
Toe ek klaar gerook het, ek het by vir Boeta teruggegee.
After I smoked, I gave the pipe back to Buddha.
En toe gaan sit ek by die deur.
And I went to sit at the door.
Okay. So you're sitting at the door, what happens now?
Hier sit nou by die deur, wat gebeur toe?
Ons het so van daai pyp gerook, want
We quickly smoked this pipe because
want ek moet nou huis toe gaan, want ek is so bang vir Janda. Hy kan huis toe kom as ek nie daar nie.
I must now go back to home, and I was so scared of Ayanda because he may come home without me not being there.
Verder aan, toe ons klaar gerook het,
Further on, when we finished smoking,
ek sit by die deur.
I'm sitting by the door.
Toe kom Stefano van die boetie af,
Stefano came from this man,
weer terug met die microwave.
back again with this microwave.
En hy sê vir Boeta,
And he said to Buddha,
die boetie sê nou 'n ander story nou hierso van die microwave.
this man is now saying another story about this microwave.
Boeta vra vir hom, hoe bedoel hy dit nou?
Buddha wanted to know from him, what do you mean now?
En Stefano het gesê, die boetie sê nou die microwave binnekant is heel geroos.
Then he said, this microwave from the inside was rusted.
Hoe kan hy vir die boetie geroosde microwave gee? Was nou aan my woorde vir hom gesê.
My words to him is, so how would you give a rusted microwave to the man?
En Stefano het vir Boeta agterna gesê, Boeta, jy sê nou jy het niks om te rook nie.
Then Stefano said after that, Buddha, you said to me, you don't have anything to smoke.
Maar jou hele huis ruik na pad en rook.
But your whole house smells of smoke of a button.
En toe vra hy Boeta se pyp,
Then he asked for Buddha's pipe.
en Boeta gee die pyp vir hom.
Then Buddha gave him this pipe.
En Buddha maak vir hom stryk vir hom 'n light
Then Buddha gave him, strike him a light.
en hy trek 'n groot skei van hy pyp.
Then he took a big smoke from this pipe.
En verder aan, toe ek nog klaar gerook het, toe sê ek vir Buddha,
After I smoked, I said to Buddha,
Buddha, ek gaan nou om my huis toe.
I said to him, now I'm going around home.
En ek vat my kind
And I took my child
en ek vra vir hom of hy nie die ander ene wat 2 jaar oud is, my wil net oor die draad wil gee nie. Want hy,
Didn't he just give a 2-year-old to me over the fence?
want hy dit was baie water gewees.
Because at that stage there was a lot of water.
En Buddha het die kind vir my aangegee by die draad.
Then Buddha gave me the child at the fence.
En verder aan gaan ek om by Kelly se huis om my kind aan te vat en ek loop toe na my huis.
Further on, I then went around Kelly's house to take my child, and I went to my house.
Sorry, voor ek loop is
Before I left,
roep ek hom Buddha na Jocelyn.
then Buddha called Jocelyn.
En Jocelyn kom in.
Then Jocelyn came in.
Sy staan by die deur by my.
She stood at the door by me, close by me.
En Buddha se woorde was aan Jocelyn,
Then the words of Buddha to Jocelyn
was gewees,
they were,
Jocelyn, kom in hier binnekant, kom speel in die ander kamer.
come in to the inside, play to the other room.
En Jocelyn se woorde was gewees,
Then Jocelyn's words were,
nee Buddha, ek gaan speel buitekant.
no Buddha, I'll play outside.
Buddha se woorde was weer gewees, Jocelyn,
Then the Buddha again called out Jocelyn,
kom in, kom speel in die ander, jy kan ons in die ander kamer speel.
come in, you can play in the other room.
The record will reflect that the witness indicated how she was called for the second time with a raised voice, calling her name.
As the court pleases, my lord. Okay, so Buddha calls out loud, Jocelyn, come in.
Buddha toe heb ik geschreven, Jocelyn kom in.
Dat is weer tweede keer.
And then,
Dit was die tweede keer wat Buddha weer van Jocelyn so wilde roep, Jocelyn, kom in.
It was the second time when Buddha called Jocelyn that Jocelyn come in.
En Jocelyn het weer ingekom en sy het weer langs my gestaan.
Jocelyn came in again and come stand next to me again.
Toe wil ek nog vra vir Buddha, maar hoekom hoe by van Jocelyn so wild?
I wanted to ask Buddha as to why to call Jocelyn this wild.
Maar ek het nie vir hom gevra daaroor nie.
But I didn't ask him about that.
En Buddha se woorde was gewees aan Jocelyn,
The words of Buddha to Jocelyn
was gewees, ja, dit gaat wel maar so as die ma nie is, dit gaan oor friete.
it is like that when the mother isn't here. It's always about food.
did Jocelyn say or do anything?
Het Jocelyn enige iets gedoen of gesê?
Sy het net gesê, nee Boeta, ek gaan nie in die ander kamer speel nie.
She just said, no Buddha, I'm not going to play in the other room.
And what did she do?
En sy is weer terug na die buitekant toe.
Then she went back outside.
And is it now at this stage that you decide to leave, to go to your home?
Is dit nou op hierdie stadium wat u besluit het gaan weg na u huis toe?
Dis korrek, my lord.
Correct?
And that you ask Buddha to pass the child over the fence to you.
U het toe vir die vrou om die kind aan u oorhandig oor die heining.
Dis korrek, my lord.
Yes, that's correct.
Ms. Sullivan, when you move away from the microphone or look in a different direction, your voice is not amplified, and I could see your colleagues to my right couldn't hear.
My apologies, my lord. I was just trying to get some water.
No, that's fine. I understand that. But just bear in mind that they have to hear the question as well and to make the notes. I know it's not the normal court setting, so I understand that.
Thank you, my lord. So now you have both your children. You go to your home.
U het nou beide u kinders die gaan toe na u huis toe.
Just one moment.
Thank you, my
Ms.
lord.
Mkabai.
In her evidence, she said, I took my child.
Children's, my lord.
It was children when she was coming to Buddha. When she was living in that place, in her evidence, I took my child. It was always my child, my child.
The one child was handed over the fence, but I'll go back so that Ms. Swanepoel will just clarify that without asking a leading question. That's where the objection comes from. Thank you, Ms. Mkabai.
As the court pleases, my lord. Miss Lombard, when you left there, with how many children did you leave?
Toe u daar weggaan, met hoeveel kinders is u daar weg?
Ek het met 2 kinders as ek daar weg.
I left with my 2 kids, my lord.
Yes, you may proceed.
Thank you, my lord. So, you go to your house. What do you do then?
U is toe na u huis toe, wat doen u toe?
Dus ek heeltyd daar by my huis gewees.
Then I was at my house the whole time.
I just want to just be sure, when you left to go to your house, who did you leave in the house? In Buddha and Kelly's house?
Toe u nou na u huis toe gaan, vir wie het u in Kelly en Boeta se huis gelaat?
Ek het vir Stefano,
Stefano,
vir Buddha,
Boeta,
vir Rikoon
Rekwan
en vir Jocelyn het ek gelos by Kelly se huis.
and Jocelyn, I left them at Kelly's house.
And where was Jocelyn specifically when you left their house?
Toe u die huis verlaat, waar was Jocelyn spesifiek?
Sy het by die voordeur het sy gestaan, die tyd wat ek by Kelly se huis uitgaan.
She was standing at the front door as I was leaving, going out of Kelly's house.
Okay. Thank you. So you are at your house, you stay there. What is the next thing that then happens?
U is toe by die huis, u bly daar, wat gebeur toe na dit?
Verder aan was ek by my huis gewees, toe kom ek uit, ek staan op my vullisdrom.
Further on, I was at my house, I came out and I stand next to my rubbish bin.
En ek sien toe vir Buddha en vir Stefano met die microwave en die lead en die haretang.
Then I saw Buddha and Stefano with the microwave and the lid and this hair towel.
Toe gaan hulle na Makalimo se kant toe.
They went in the direction of Makalimo.
Who is Makalimo?
Wie is Makalimo?
Soos ek verstaan, soos ek in Ayanda begin, toe ek begin by Ayanda bly, het ek verstaan, soos Ayanda vir my vertel het, en gegaan by Makalimo, het Ayanda vir my vertel, dat is sy sister, dat so ek as haar naam ken as Makalimo, en hoe ek vir haar ken as Ayanda sy sister.
When I went to stay with Ayanda, then Ayanda told me who she was, and I came to know her to be Ayanda's sister. That's how I know her to be Makalimo.
Now this time, when you see Buddha and Stefano carrying with the microwave, the electric cord and the hair tongs going in the direction of Makalimo, was there anyone else with them?
Die tyd toe u nou vir Buddha en Stefano sien met hierdie microwave en die lied en hierdie haratang, was daar enige iemand anders met hulle gewees?
Nee, my lord.
No.
You see them walking in the direction of Makalima's house. What happens then?
U sien toe hulle in die rigting van Makalimo se stap, wat gebeur toe?
Toe hulle nou, soos ek nou kan verstaan, soos ek nou my eie afleiding gemaak het hulle nou iemand gesoek om die microwave en die haretang en die lied kan verkoop.
From what I could see and make out, my lord, is that they were looking for someone to sell the head tongue and this microwave and the meat to someone.
And what did you do?
Wat doen u toe?
Ek het niks gemaak, ek het net vir hulle gekyk.
I did nothing, I just watched them.
And then?
En toe?
En toe kom hulle verby my, kom hulle weer terug na my rigting, verby my huis.
Then they came back in my direction past my house.
Yes?
En ek vra toe vir Boeta,
And then I asked Buddha,
het julle nou niks reg gekry nie?
didn't you get anything right?
Maar die tyd wat hulle verby my loop,
By the time when they passing me,
het hulle nie die microwave en die haretang en die lied by hulle teenwoordig gehad nie.
they didn't have any of the stuff they had, that's a microwave, the lid, and this hair tongue.
Maar ek het vir hom gevra en nou wat gebeur toe nou? Toe sê hulle vir my nee, hulle het nog nie reg gekom met die microwave en die lied en die haretang nie.
Then they said we didn't get it right with the microwave, the hair tongue, and the lid, but
Boeta se woorde was aan my gewees.
Buddha's words were to me were,
Hulle het nou die goed net gelos by iemand, maar hulle het nie die naam genoem nie.
they said that we left the stuff with someone, but the name wasn't mentioned. No name was mentioned.
En verder aan het hulle geloop by die kraan het hulle geloop.
Further on, they walked up to the tap.
Toe ek nie weer vir hulle gesien nie.
Then I didn't see them again.
En ek was ook nie weer terug en hy het na Kelly se huis toe gewees nie.
I didn't go back at that time to Kelly's house.
En agterna,
After that,
toe sien ek daar kom Kelly aan van die werk af.
then I saw Kelly coming on from work.
What time is it now?
Hoe laat is het alwees?
Dis nou omtrent 2 o'clock, meneer.
About the 12
My
o'clock,
lord.
Yes, Mr. Oliver.
Thank you, my lord. Are you okay?
Ja, dis okay, mevrou.
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, it's about 2 o'clock. You see Kelly coming back from work. Tell us what you see. What
So
happens?
om die 2 uur is toe vir Kelly op pad van die werk. Kan u voorop sê dan wat gebeur toe?
Verder aan sien ek Kelly kom van die werk af.
I saw Kelly coming from the work.
Maar die tyd wat ek vir haar gesien het, was ek buitekant my huis gewees.
The time when I saw her, I was on the outside of my house.
En sy het in die rigting geloop van Kawas aan die kant kanaal, soos sy gewoonlik van die werk afloop na haar huis toe.
She was coming from in the direction of Kawash, in the same way as she would use when she comes from work to her house.
Can I just clarify that? I don't know whether I heard correctly. So was she coming from the side of the car wash towards the house?
En sy kom van die kant van die Kawash na die rigting van haar huis.
Ek was goeie vir duidelik.
Was she coming from the area where the car wash was?
She's passing
She was passing the car wash
Car wash is-
across the field, across the canal towards her house.
That's correct, my lord.
Oor die veldie, oor die kanaal na haar huis. Sy was verby die Kawash, oor die veldie, oor die kanaal in die rigting na haar huis.
Did I hear you correctly say that is the route she takes when she comes from work?
Het ek nie mooi gehoor dat die profie gesê het dat sy pad wat sy moet het pad is van die werk afkom.
Dis korrek, maar sy vat nie altyd dieselfde pad soos sy weer toe gaan nie. Sometimes sy vat 'n ander roadshow voor sy as sy weer toe gaan. Maar die tyd het sy daai pad gevat wat ek vir altyd sien sy kom met daai pad, het sy gekom met daai pad.
She doesn't use this road when she goes to work all the time. She used another route. But on this day I saw her coming in the same route she used to use when she comes from work.
Does she use that route to go to work as well?
Gebruik sy hierdie pad ook
Not
as 'n
always,
werkpad?
but does she use it as a route to go to work?
Gebruik sy hierdie pad ook soms as sy na werk toe gaan?
Dis korrek, my lord.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Just a moment, sir. Just to complete my note and to clarify the point. And I'm speaking from memory, but the house in front next to the road, that's a blue house.
Die huis voor naby die pad is 'n blou huis.
Dis korrek, en langsaan is dit pink, ja, dis aan koma, net langsaan. Ja,
But right next to the open field,
is 'n
the house on the corner with the open field, that's a blue house.
dis
Dis op
korrek.
die hoek, by die hoekveld is 'n blou huis.
Dis korrek, my lord.
Yes, thank you. You may proceed.
As the court pleases, my lord. So, you are, where were you when you see Kelly coming from work?
Waar was u gewees toe u Kelly sien van die werk afkom?
Ek was buitekant gewees, my lord.
I was outside, my lord.
But where outside?
Waar by buitekant?
By die hoek van Ayanda se huis.
On the corner of Ayanda's house.
Your door is facing away from the car wash, so to speak.
Is
The
a
opposite
deel
direction.
is 'n deel
Your front door.
is in 'n verskillende rigting as 'n Kawash. Weg van die
So,
Kawash.
at which part of your house were you outside?
Op watter gedeelte van die huis was u buite?
By die paadjie van Ayanda.
The little road of Ayanda.
So again, I'm going to go back to what I observed at the inspection logo, just so that I orientate myself for purpose of my understanding of the evidence. So, if we take on the left as we sit now,
As ons nou kyk na die linkerkant soos die hof nou sit,
there would be the car wash on the other side of the field.
daar sal die kar was aan die ander kant van die veld wees.
Right. And if Ayanda and your house is this table where the prosecutors are sitting,
As bijvoorbeeld Ayanda en Isis kan die tafel van waar die aantal sit,
and the direction of Kelly's house would be to the other side of the table, say where the police officer is sitting.
dan sal
Warrant officer.
Ayanda se is aan die ander kant se waar die polisiebeampte sit.
But then there's a little passageway going past the house in the direction of the car wash.
Daar's 'n steeg wat verbygaan in die rigting van die car wash.
Do I have it correctly?
That's
Correct.
correct. That's correct. That's correct, my lord.
And
Correct, my lord.
then behind Ayanda and your house, there's another path going towards Kelly's house, past the rocks.
That's correct, my lord.
Agter die in Ayanda se is daar 'n ander paadjie wat in die rigting van Kelly se gaan waar daar rotse is.
And it is possible to go down this footpath instead of going the long way around the rocks across the field. It's a bit overgrown, but one can go through there.
That's
As moet dat persoon as 'n in plek van die langpad wat kan die persoon oorstap alhoewel daar goed gegroeid kan met dat stap.
That's correct, my lord.
For council, when we were at the inspection, I actually wanted to go through that little passage between the houses. But I was then redirected to the rocks because I was of the view it's a shorter way. So I recall it specifically, and it should be visible on the photographs. I just wanted to clarify this, Ms. Lombard, because remember, ultimately, at the end of the case, I will have to make decisions of facts and so forth.
That's correct, my lord.
So I just wanted to check whether I understand your evidence, and it seems to me I do, for now.
As the court pleases, my lord.
Thank you, Ms. Honorable.
Thank you, my lord. Okay, so now we know where you are. You are also outside. You see Kelly come back from work. What then?
U is ons weet toe waar u nou was, u is buite. U sien toe vir Kelly terug van die werk af. Wat gebeur toe?
Toe gaan Kelly na eie huis toe.
Kelly went to her own home,
En ek gaan toe weer terug na my huis toe.
then I went back to my house again.
Ms. Honorable, it's evident that we are not going to finish the evidence in chief of this witness today.
Yes, my lord.
Even if we would have sat right through till late in the afternoon, we wouldn't have made it. But of course we've planned it so that there's time this afternoon for consultation, so that next week we can flow. But just pace yourself, you know what evidence you're going to leave. So when we adjourn around about 1, that we break at a sensible point so that we are not in between two events. So just pace yourself. I don't want to stop now, unless you want to take a short break. So we'll take a 10-minute break.
Please, my lord, it's really extremely hot. If we can just take a short break.
It's 11:42, so I'm going to give you an 18-minute break. Is it 18 minutes? Yeah. No, that's according to my watch, Mr. Adams. It's 11:43, so it's 17 minutes. Then we start at 12. We pace ourselves. We try and go till 1. That would have given us the 4 hours at least that we would have made up for the day, and we plan around rather using the afternoon for preparation for next week so that we save that.
As the court pleases.
Thank you. Court adjourned until 12:30. Thank you. The witness is still under oath.
U wordt herinnerd dat u nog onder eed is om de waarheid te praten.
That's correct, my lord.
Confirms, my lord.
You were outside. Kelly was arriving at her house.
U is buiten. Kelly komt bij haar huis aan.
Kelly het gekomen naar huis toe.
Kelly came to her house.
Maar ik kan nog niet zeggen of Rikun bij de huis geweest het niet.
But I can't say whether was Rikun at the house.
Achterna ga ik van mijn huis af
After that, I went from my house
weer terug naar Kelly's huis toe.
back again to Kelly's house.
Verder aan
Further on,
is Buddha, Stefano en Nilo daar bij de huis geweest.
further on, there was Buddha, Stefano, Nilo at the house,
En Jocelyn en Kelly.
and Jocelyn and Kelly.
Verder aan
Further on,
skiel Kelly
Kelly scolded
vir Buddha vir die mense wat in die huis is, soos vir Nilo en vir Stefano.
for Buddha about the people who were inside the house.
I didn't follow.
Can you hear how?
Yeah.
Verder aan
Further on,
skiel Kelly vir Buddha uit.
Kelly scolded Buddha at Buddha.
Ag, sorry gou. Kelly kom by die huis. Kelly sien vir Buddha, vir Stefano, vir Nilo by die huis.
Kelly arrived, she saw Buddha, Nilo and Stefano at the house.
En Kelly skiel vir Buddha uit om die mense wat die mense vir die mense uit wat by die huis is, wat sy kom kry daar by die huis. Kelly skiel vir Buddha uit om
Kelly scolded Buddha
vir die mense wat by haar huis is.
for the people who were at her house.
En verder aan
Further on,
het Kelly nog geskel vir Buddha.
whilst Kelly was scolding at Buddha,
En ek vra vir Kelly,
and I asked Kelly,
hoe gaan sy nou maak?
how are you going to do it now? How are you going to do now?
Maar soos ek sien vir Kelly,
As I seen Kelly,
soos sy met besig is om vir Jocelyn reg te maak
as she was busy preparing Jocelyn
en met die koele bek
with the cooler bag,
met die koele bek,
with the cooler bag,
sien ek maak my eie afleiding maak ek nou toe. Ek maak my eie afleiding toe ek vir haar sien waarmee is sy besig.
when I saw her what she was busy, then I make up my own assumption,
Maak ek my eie afleidings
make my own assumptions,
dat sy nou 'n manier moet uitdink of 'n manier moet uitdink hoe om vir Jocelyn
she must now think out a manner how to talk for Jocelyn
om weg te kry van die huis af.
to get the Jocelyn away from the house.
Verder aan
Further,
as ek weer terug na my huis se kant toe.
I went again in the direction of the house.
Staan ek buitekant by my huis
I stood outside my house
en ek sien toe Kelly en Jocelyn en Kelly die koele weg by haar en Jocelyn en sy loop weer terug na die kanaal se kant soos sy gekom het.
She and Jocelyn then went back in the direction of the canal in which she came.
Just one moment. I just want to check whether I heard correctly. It was the portion that was not translated. The cooler bag.
Cooler bag.
Dat is die koele weg wat sy na aan gehad het waar sy Jocelyn se klere ingepak het.
She had the cooler bag in her hand in her hand the cooler bag in which she put in Jocelyn's clothes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
En verder aan
Further on,
loop Jocelyn en Kelly die koelbek in haar handen.
then Jocelyn and Kelly walked with the cooler bag in Jocelyn's hand.
Loop ik nog een keer verder van mijn huis af. Oké.
I'm sorry, again, I'm just asking, who had the cooler bag in the hand?
Wie die cooler bag in de hand gehad?
Kelly.
Kelly had the cooler bag in her hand.
Yeah, they walked.
Yes.
Verder aan loop ik nog een keer van mijn huis af.
Then, after that, I walked a little distance from my house.
En ik zie toen, aan de kant die kanaal,
Then I saw on the other side of the canal,
daar staan weer een polokar. Diezelfde kar wat daar staan bij die kanaal, voorheen.
there is again a white polo standing there, the same vehicle which was standing there before, previously.
Yes.
Yes.
Verder aan
Further on,
zie ik Kelly en Jocelyn en Kelly naar die koelbek in haar hand en ze stapt direct naar die polo toe.
then I saw Kelly and Jocelyn, Kelly with the cooler bag in her hand, they walking in the direction of the polo.
Maar Kelly kan niet van mij zien, ik hou van haar dop niet.
But Kelly could not see me that I was watching her.
Why?
Hoe kwam nie?
Where were you?
Ik heb weer gestaan na bij die rotsklippen.
I was standing closer to the rocks.
Yes.
En verder aan
Further on,
gaan Kelly tot daar bij die polokar
Kelly went to this vehicle, the polo.
en die vrouw klim uit.
Then the woman alighted.
Zij zit aan de linkerkant van die kar.
She was sitting on the left hand side of the car.
I didn't get that. I don't know whether it's the microphone or the witness, because I couldn't get the Afrikaans either. The witness speaking fast, obviously.
I'll try to slow it down.
So the woman got out of the car.
Die vrou klim toe uit die kar uit.
You were explaining which side of the car she got out, but I didn't get that.
U het verduidelik aan watter kant van die voertuig het sy uitgeklim na die of van dit optel. Kon nie hoor nie.
Dit was aan die linkerkant van die voor.
It was from the left hand side of the front.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Yes, you see the woman gets out of the vehicle.
U sien toe die vrou uitklim in die kar uitklim.
En Kelly en die vrouw
And Kelly
en die vrouw
and this woman,
het nog gepraat.
they talk.
Toe het die vrouw
Then this woman,
die deur van aan die linkerkant van kar was oopgemaak.
then she opened the door on the left hand side of the car wash.
Can you just repeat? The woman opened the door.
Die vrou maak die deur oop.
En verder aan het Kelly ingeklim.
Which door did the woman open?
Watter deur het die dame oopgemaak?
Let me take a step back. She got out of the car,
Sy die vrou klim uit die kar uit,
left front.
linker voor.
She spoke to Kelly.
Sy praat toe met Kelly.
Then she opened the door of the car.
Sy het toe die deur van die voertuig oopgemaak.
Which door of the car did she open?
Watter deur van die kar het sy oopgemaak?
Die agterseat.
The back seat.
Sa deur.
The back seat door.
On the left side or the driver's side?
By die linkerkant of by die bestuurder se kant?
Ik heb nou voor je keer zei aan die left side, wat was verkeerd, dat was aan die right side geweest. Wat zit aan die right side het er gestaan.
I said earlier it was the left hand side, but they made a mistake. She was standing on the left hand side. On the right hand side, she opened the right side.
Whilst I've interrupted the witness, we've described that area earlier today.
Hierdie gebied was te vroeër te beskryf.
Excuse me?
There where the polo was stationary
Waar hierdie polo gestaan het
on the Monday,
op hierdie maandag.
you've got the open piece of field there, which you called the gravel part earlier on.
Dus daar was 'n gedeelte in waar daar gravel, grondpad is.
Then you have the main road,
Dan is daar die hoofpad.
and then you have Ayanda's car wash on the other side.
Dan is Akawa en is 'n car wash aan die ander kant.
Where was this car when the woman got out of the car?
Waar was hierdie kar toe die dame uit die kar het klim?
Dit was bij die grond se kant geweest.
On the gravel side, my lord.
Yes, thank you, this one.
If I may, my lord, can you tell us from your house's side, when you are looking towards the direction of the car wash, can you tell us in which direction this car was facing? The front of the car, to which side was it facing?
Toe u nou by u staan en hierdie kar voertuig toe kyk, die aantal wil weet in watter rigting was die voorkant van die voertuig, in watter rigting het die voorkant van die voertuig gewys.
Die kar die voorpaarden het gewys uit Diaswil uit.
The front part of the vehicle was in the direction out of Diasville.
I'm again going to interrupt you. You see, Manchurma Honorable, I now know where the confusion came in that I wanted to clear up. So, do I understand you correctly, from where you're watching now, you looking at the left-hand side of the car?
Verstaan ek mooi nou van wat u so gestaan het, u sou nou aan die linkerkant van die voertuig gekyk het.
Because the car is facing up, out of the area.
That's
Die
correct.
voertuig is in die rigting uit hierdie area.
That's correct, my lord.
So you seeing the passenger side of the car, the left side of the car.
U sal die passasierskant van hierdie voertuig sien die linkerkant.
Die kar staan soos hy uitgaan by Diaswil. Die voorpaarden is uit. Die vrou zit langs voor. Die vrou het uitgeklim. Die vrou praat met Kelly. Kelly staan in die kant van my huis. Sy kant af staan Kelly.
The vehicle was standing in the direction out of Diasville. And then the lady got out and then came around and spoke to Kelly. Kelly was,
I understand that.
you have to understand.
And we don't have to repeat that. I just wanted to confirm. Because when I thought I heard wrong. When we spoke about the door that was opened.
It's na left side.
Just one moment. She said it was on the side of the car wash. And that would give you the right-hand side of the car. So I couldn't figure out, because we didn't know how the car was positioned. So if it's the right-hand side of the car, it's the opposite side from where she's standing, which is the side of the car wash.
I'm indebted.
The car wash would be on the other side of
The other
the main
side.
road.
Thank you, my lord.
That's how I understand it.
Thank you, my lord.
All right. So now you're standing at the rocks, looking across the field,
You
canal
stand-
in the middle.
Hier staan nou by die rots en kyk toe oor die veld.
Dis korrek, my lord.
Woman opens the back door.
Die dame maak toe die agterdeur oop.
Dis korrek, my lord.
Right. So you can continue from there.
Thank you, my lord. Yes?
Verder aan maak
Further on,
maak die vrou die deur oop en Kelly en Jocelyn
then the woman opened the door, then Kelly and Jocelyn
klim in die kar in. Sy vat die koelebek saam.
got into the vehicle. She had took the cooler bag with.
Where did they get into the car?
Waar in die voertuig het hulle geklim?
Agter.
At the back.
And then?
En toe,
Verder aan toe maak die vrou die deur toe.
further on, the woman closed the door.
Agter Kelly en die vrou
After
klim
Kelly, them,
en die vrou klim weer voor in die kar.
the woman again gets in front of the vehicle, in the front of the vehicle.
En verder aan daar ry die kar.
Then the vehicle drove off.
Maar ek kan nie spesifiek sê tot by watter spot of tot by watter plek het die persoon het hulle gery tot met die kar nie.
I can't say so up to which spot, up to where they drove with the vehicle, my lord.
What do you mean?
Wat bedoel je daarmee?
Ek bedoel dat ek kan nie sien by watter plek sy gestop het met Kelly nie.
I'm trying to say that, my lord, I couldn't see as to where she stopped with Kelly.
So what did you see?
Wat het u wel gezien?
Ek het dit gesien, daar ry die kar tot daar heel voor die eerste afdraai soos 'n mens, die as wel die blok, ons noem dit as die blok. Ek het gesien die kar gaan daar.
So the vehicle going in what to say, the right direction, we call that,
Die blok.
the block.
You see the car drive
U ziet toen die kar wegrijdt,
towards the direction of the first turn into Diasville. And then?
tot bij de eerste ingang in Diasville en toe.
Toe ek nie weer daarna die kar gesien nie.
After that, I didn't see the vehicle again.
Yes, Ms. Mkabai.
That was not the evidence of.
I can't hear you.
That was not the evidence of the witness. The witness testified that she saw the car driving into the direction of the water block. She never mentioned the turning of any first street.
But that's not what the question of the prosecutor entailed. The prosecutor described, because the witness said the car went in the direction of there's a turn up. She didn't say the car turned. And then the car went, the last time she saw the car was in this area that they call the block. She doesn't know where the car went or where it stopped.
The question by the learned colleague after that piece of evidence is making a reference to the first turn. That's where I'm objecting. That was not the evidence of the witness, my lord.
Thank you, Ms. Mkabai. We can continue. I think I understand. And Ms. Mkabai is correct. The witness never said anything about the car turning. She was giving it as a reference point where the car was driving. But Ms. Swanepoel, it's clear, the evidence is that was the last she saw the car going away. Now, we don't have to go on speculation, what she thinks had happened, whatever. The next important step might be, did she see Kelly again? Did she see Jocelyn again? And when and how? We can skip all of these kronkelpaaie, as we say in Afrikaans.
As the court pleases.
So, Ms. Lombard, you saw the car driving away. You don't know where they went, where they ended up. Did you see Jocelyn again?
Die kar het weggery en wat er gaan weet nie, maar jy nie, maar het u weer vir Jocelyn gesien?
Nee, my lord.
No, my lord.
Up till today, did you see her ever again?
Tot met vandag.
Ja, my lord.
Is correct, my lord.
Did you see Kelly again?
Het u weer vir Kelly gesien?
Ik heb vir Kelly gezien die tijd wat sy van die werk afkomt, dat is wat die tijd wat sy van die werk afkomt met my lord.
My lord, now even I am having difficulty to hear the witness. I don't know whether it's the mic. I don't know what the problem is, but
I'm not sure whether it's the microphone. The witness bends forward and tries to speak into the microphone. I don't know whether we can adjust the sensitivity of the microphone maybe. Let's just do a test, Ms. Lombard. Can you just say anything? Just say hello or something.
Excuse me, my lord.
Okay, now it's loud. What I heard was that she saw Kelly again when Kelly came from work.
U het gesê jy het weer vir Kelly gesien toe Kelly
That's
van die
what I
werk afkom.
heard.
That's correct, my lord.
That's correct, my lord.
No, you can take it from there, Ms. Lombard. Ms. Swanepoel, sorry.
as the court pleases, my lord. At what time was it about when you saw Kelly when she came from work?
Hoe laat sou dit gewees het toe u vir Kelly sien op pad van die werk af?
Sorry, meneer, my lord, dat is iets wat ik nog niet gemist heb.
That's something I missed, my lord.
Die tijd wat Kelly nou rijdt in die voertuig,
When the time when Kelly drove off with the vehicle,
ik ga weer terug naar Buddha en Kelly's huis toe.
I went back to Buddha and Kelly's house.
En ik heb Buddha gevraagd,
Then I asked Buddha,
Buddha en Nilo het om je hoek gezet bij Kelly's huis. Buddha en Nilo.
Buddha and Nilo were seated at the house of Kelly.
En Stefano was aan de andere kant, maar het is voor bij de huis waar Stefano gezet.
Stefan was on the other side, but in front where he was seated.
Yes.
En ik heb van Nilo ik heb van Buddha gevraagd, van Buddha geroepen.
Then I called Buddha
Eén kant toe.
to the side.
En ik vraagde van Buddha,
And I asked Buddha,
Buddha, het Kelly niks geschreven of niks gezegd van die geld? Nee.
did Kelly say anything or give anything, say anything about the money, or she didn't she give anything?
En Buddha zijn woorden was geweest, niet eens, zij heeft nog die geld.
Then she said, no rents, she still has the money.
En verder aan
Further on,
komt Stefano nader. Verder aan komt Steffi.
further on, then Stefano came close
En vraag voor Boeddha,
and asked Buddha,
hoekom praat ik en Boeddha zo alleen?
why myself and Buddha speaking alone?
En Boeddha was aan Stefano.
Then Buddha answered,
Stefano.
answered Stefano.
Boeddha
then Buddha answered Stefano,
nee, Stefano vraagt voor Boeddha. Wat heb ik voor Boeddha gevraagd?
then Stefano asked Buddha as to what was I asking Buddha?
En Boeddha was asked Stefano. Boeddha heeft voor Stefano gezegd
Then Buddha said to Stefano
dat ik vraag
that I asked
de money van de geld.
about the money.
En Stefano zei, oké, dat is recht zo.
Then he said, no, it's fine.
En achterna, toen vanavond ga ik naar huis toe.
After that, I went to my house.
Can I just ask, this car that you saw, that Kelly and Jocelyn came into, the woman that you are talking about, that got out and opened the door, can you describe that woman?
Hierdie kar waar Jocelyn en Kelly so geklim het. Hierdie vrou wat ook geklim het, kan hierdie vrou aan hom beskryf.
Dat was een kort, was een kort vrouw.
She was a short woman
En ze is zwart.
and she was black.
She already indicated it was the same person of the previous occasion. That she already testified to.
Then I missed that, my lord.
Yes, you did. Yes,
I
you
heard
did.
about the vehicle.
And you're closer to the witness.
My apologies.
Maybe she can tell us how the person was dressed on the second
Yes.
occasion.
Yes.
When she said about the woman getting out of the car, she said it was the same woman.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
That's how I noted it.
My apologies, my lord.
Okay.
I missed it.
Let's carry on.
This woman that you saw,
Hierdie vrou wat jy so gesien het,
can you just tell us how she was dressed?
kan u vir ons sê hoe sy geklee was, wat sy aangehad het?
Ik kan niet zeggen dat ze dezelfde groen kleren aan wat ze hadden, maar het was weer groen geweest. Het was een groen doekje op haar kop geweest. Er was een spikkels op haar kop geweest. En er was die bandje wat op haar kop geweest is. En die dress was geweest op blik naar shirts naar kerk blouse geweest, maar dat is groen. En die skirt was dezelfde pakje geweest.
I won't say she was clothed in the same clothes of the previous, but she was again wearing green. Witness says the tuki on the head, then the little belt, and then the dots in the face, and then she was wearing, as witness says, blouse, also green, and also the skirt.
All right, thank you.
As the court pleases, my lord, thank you. Okay. So, this incident has now happened, you spoke, now you go home.
Hier het dit gebeur, hier het ons gepraat, is toe huis toe.
Now what happens then?
Wat gebeur toe?
Voor ik gaan antwoorden, maar ik heb ook die kaarsen nummerplaat gezien. Nie.
Just before I proceed, I didn't see the number plate of the vehicle.
Thank you. Did you go home? And what happened then?
Hier is toe huis toe, wat gebeur toe?
Toen zeg je altijd daar bij de huis geweest.
All the time was at home, my lord.
Toen kwam Ayanda bij de huis aan.
Then Ayanda came to the house.
En verder aan, ik vraag Ayanda of hij niet voor mij gehaald heeft voor Tukkie.
Then I asked Ayanda, don't you have money for me to buy tuk?
Ik zoek net een 30 rand. Of wanneer je 30 rand kan geven, als je 30 rand hebt, dan kan je zomaar 60 rand geven voor mij voor tuk.
I just wanted the 30 rands. If you don't have 30 rands, you can even give me 60 rands for tuk.
En Ayanda zijn woorden was aan mij eens, is je 30 rand, ik kan voor mij een tukzakje gaan kopen.
Then Ayanda's words was to me, here's a 30 rand, you can buy yourself a bag of 30 rand.
En verder aan,
Further on,
hij heeft mij de geld gegeven, ik
gave me the money.
heb mijn kinders bij hem gelost.
I left my kids with him.
En ik zei voor hem, ik ga nou naar Kams toe.
Then I said to him, I'm going now to Kams.
En ga ik voor mij een tukzakje.
I'm going to buy myself a tuk bag.
En hij heeft gezegd, ik moet het gauw maken.
Then he said, I must just go quick.
Want hij moet nog weer terug gaan werk doen.
Because you have to go back to work.
Verder aan,
Further on,
toen ik geloof van mijzelf,
I left my house.
Hetzelfde pad wat ik loop naar Kelly's huis toe.
The same road or way that I use when I go to Kelly's house.
En verder aan zie ik Kelly kom van die werk af, dat is wat zij laat tijd.
Further on, then I saw Kelly coming from work. It was knock off time. Chayla did.
Toen is ik bij de huis wat Kelly is. En toen staan Buddha, Stefano.
Then at Kelly's house, we was standing Buddha, Stefano,
Het een gaskan.
with a gas can.
Hulle is nog bezig om voor Kelly te wachten, want Kelly was nog in die huis geweest. Toen
They were waiting for Kelly because Kelly was inside the house.
Buddha heeft op die gaskan gezet
Then Buddha sat on this canister,
en Stefano
gas
heeft,
canister.
en Stefano heeft dus op zijn knieën gezet.
Stefano.
Op zijn knieën.
Then Stefano was sitting on his knees.
Verder aan loop ik voorbij,
Then I walked past,
maar ik praat toen niks met hulle nie.
but I didn't speak to them.
Verder aan ik loop voorbij
Then I walked past
naar Kamsa huis toe.
to Gams's house
Om voor mij een tukzakje te gaan kopen.
to go and buy myself a tuk bag.
Ik heb teruggekomen van Kams af.
I came back from Gams.
Ik was zo voorzichtig met die tukzakje geweest.
I was so careful with this tuk baggie
Want toen zien die politie weer hulle ry in die straat rond.
because I could see police vehicles driving around in the streets.
En toen ik zo na bij Kelly's huis kom,
When I was close by Kelly's house,
is haar deur nog toe.
the door was still closed.
En hulle was nog niet, in die tijd was hulle nog niet bij de huis geweest nie, van die gas gaat volmaken.
At that stage, we weren't at home yet when they went to fill up the gas.
Verder aan ga ik naar mijn huis toe.
Further on, I went to my house.
En ik ga nog ook die tukzakje bij mijn huis.
I went to smoke this tuk baggie in my house.
Toen is Ayanda nog bij de huis met die 2 kinders.
Ayanda was still at the house with the 2 kids.
En verder aan ik het geroep bij mijn huis en Ayanda was nog bij de huis. Hij was nog bezig om voor hem te was.
At the house, Ayanda was still there when I was smoking. Was still busy taking a bath.
But as nog iets wat ik het gemist het, my lord.
Something which I must, my lord.
Voor Kelly gekom het van die werk af, toen Kelly gekom het van die werk af,
When Kelly was coming from work,
sy het nie gevra aan Boeta
she didn't ask for a Buddha.
van Jocelyn. Sy het nie vir Boeta gevra waar is Jocelyn nie.
She didn't ask Buddha where Jocelyn was.
You are at home.
He is nobody is.
You are smoking. Ayanda is washing himself.
He is at work and Ayanda was himself.
Does he then leave? Does he then leave?
As hy toe weg.
Ayanda was nog nie daai tyd weg gewees, hy het op Kawas toe nie.
He wasn't born at that stage to Kawash.
Now, what did you then do for the rest of the day, this afternoon? You are there, you're smoking, he's washing himself. What happened then there?
Ian was toe daar gewees, hy het gerook, het gewas. Wat gebeur toe die na dit?
Dus ek heeltyd daar by die huis gewees, was heeltyd daar gewees tot, ek kan nie sê spesifiek wat die tyd was ek daar by die huis gewees nie.
I was the whole time at the house. I wasn't able to give specific as to when I was at the house.
En ek was nie weer na daai tyd was ek nie weer na Kelly en Boeta se huis toe gewees nie.
After that, I didn't go back to Kelly and Buddha's house.
En agterna, ek kan sê dat was omtrent so uit te klop, want het was donker gewees.
After that, my lord, I can say it was about 8 o'clock, it was dark.
Toe het Boeta geskree. Nee, is nie, sorry my lord, het was nou verkeerd. Voor Ayanda op Kawas toe gaan,
Before Ayanda went to Kawash,
het Boeta geskree.
then Buddha called out.
Reens.
Buddha says, calling twice around.
Maar Boeta staan aan die buitekant van hulle huis.
Buddha was standing on the outside of their house.
En Boeta vir my gevra, Reens, het jy nie wat Jocelyn gesien daar naby jou kante nie?
Rens, didn't you see Jocelyn close by your area?
En ek het vir Boeta gesê, nee Boeta, hoekom vra jy vir my?
I said, no, Buddha, why do you ask me?
Want ek het vir hom geskryf van daai kant af, dus ek skryf vir hom, nee Boeta, hoekom vra jy vir my waar Jocelyn is?
From my side, I said to him, no, Buddha, then why do you ask me where Jocelyn was?
En later in die dagen, aan die aand, so na die aankant raak, waar skimmer al,
Later that day, it was becoming dark.
toe kom Boeta eers na my toe,
Buddha first came to me,
en vra weer vir my van Jocelyn,
then he asked me again about Jocelyn.
en toe kom Kelly ook daaraan,
Kelly also came
kom sy aan om die polisie daar aan.
with the police there.
En sy vra vir my,
Then she asked me,
Reens, is jy nie Jocelyn gesien nie?
Rens, haven't you seen Jocelyn?
En ek sê toe vir haar aan die woorde,
Then I said to her in my answering,
nee Kelly, hoekom vra jy vir my?
then I said, no, Kelly, why do you ask me?
Because why, sy weet wat het jy met jou kind gemaak, hoekom sê jy nie?
Because you know what you did to a child, why don't you speak?
Hoekom sê jy nie vir die polisie wat het jy met jou kind gemaak nie?
Why did you tell the police what you did with the child?
Die tyd wat
The time when
ek sê vir Kelly, hoekom sê sy nie vir die polisie?
when I said to ask Kelly, why don't you tell the police?
Die polisie het sommer net daar omgedraai en geloop na die vullis se kant toe.
The police immediately turned around and went in the direction of the rubbish or the dirt.
Just one moment. This exchange between you and Kelly, in what language did you speak to each other?
Die gesprek tussen die en Kelly, en watter taal het julle gepraat?
Ons het in Afrikaans gepraat, my lord.
In Afrikaans, my lord.
Can you recall who the police officers were that were there that evening?
Kan u onthou wie die polisie was wat daar in die namiddag daar was?
Nee, my lord.
And the exchange, was it in a normal tone, loud enough for everyone to hear, or in any other manner that you
Hierdie
spoke to each other?
Hierdie gesprek was dan op 'n normale stem gewees of was dit in 'n mate waar alle mense kon hoor wat dat julle praat?
Dit was normaal geweest, my lord.
It was normal, my lord.
Thank you, Ms. Swanepoel.
As the court pleases, can you please tell us, Ms. Lombard, at what time that day did this happen? That the police and Kelly came to your house?
Dit was
Die tyd die polisie by die huis aangaan met Kelly daar aankom, hoe laat sou dit gewees? Hoe laat sou dit was?
Dit was specifiek 7:30, 8:15 na 8 o'clock. Ik kan het was de laatste, dit was 8 o'clock geweest wat de politie aangewezen, want hij had nog op zijn phone gekeken, die
Between
tijd.
7:30 to 8 o'clock when the police were there because even Ayanda looked on his phone. Half past 7, quarter to 8 o'clock, my lord.
When the police came there, was it dark?
Toe die polisie daar aankom was dit donker.
Dat is correct, my lord.
And what were you doing when the police came there?
Wat was die besig om te doen die polisie daar kom?
Ik was bezig om mijn kinders om droog te maken, dat zijn ze de neppie.
I was busy changing nappies of my children. I was busy changing nappies of my children.
Did anyone visit your and Ayanda's house on that same evening again?
Het iemand anders u in Ayanda sy huis gekom daai aand?
Dit was net zijn broer geweest, wat ook in die area blij.
It was only his brother who's also residing in the same area.
So, did you learn? When did you learn that Kelly reported Jocelyn missing? When did you learn that?
Wanneer het u bewus geraak dat Pop Kelly vir Jocelyn sou gerapporteer het?
Dat was geweest door die tweede tijd wat ze hier komen, niet zijn die wat Boeta gekomen met de politie winnen daaraan.
That was the second time when Boeta and the police them came there.
Daar was 2 politie winnen wat daar geweest het bij
There
mijn
were 2
huis.
police vans there, which were there.
En die policeman, die 2 policemen het uitgeklim
The 2 policemen alighted.
en hulle het Ayanda geroep
Then they called Ayanda.
en hulle Ayanda gevra of ik daar is.
Then they asked from Ayanda if I am there.
Toen zei Ayanda, ja, ik is daar bij de huis.
Then he said, yes, I was at home.
En Ayanda heeft voor mij geroep.
Then Ayanda called me.
En ik het uitgekomen, door wie voordeur en samen met die politie gepraat.
I came out up to the front door and I spoke to the police.
think, Ms. Swanepoel, let's go up to the last interactions for that evening. Then we can sensibly start on the next morning when we resume. Because I'm looking at the time. Should you start, then we have to break in the middle of the sequence of events on the morning of the 20th. So let's go up to, it might have been after midnight, but up to the last interaction on the evening of the 19th.
Indeed.
Good.
So, at this time
Op die tyd
of this interaction, do you have an idea what the time was now?
toe hierdie interaksie tussen julle was, kan jy onthou het eerder 'n idee hoe laat dit sou wees?
Toe die tweede polisie nou daar gewees het.
When the second police now were there, my lord.
Ek weet nie wat de tyd was het gewees nie, my lord.
I don't know what time it was.
What were you doing when they came there?
Wat was die besig om te doen toe hulle daar kom?
Toe was ek nog besig om kos te maak.
I was busy to making food.
Do you recall if it was load shedding that evening?
Kan u onthou of dit beurtkrag was? En so sê load shedding daar hy aan.
Dis correct, my lord.
Correct, my lord?
When the police came there, or do you know when it was load shedding?
Weet u hoe laat die load shedding sou wees?
Die load shedding was 10 o'clock.
Load shedding was 10 o'clock.
So, when the police came there, this, as you explained, with 2 police vans the second time, when was that before or after load shedding?
Toe die twee polisie vans daar aankom, was het voor of na load shedding?
Or during load shedding?
Of was het gedurende load shedding?
Dit was voor die load shedding, was die tweede polisie daar gewees.
For the load shedding, then the police were there.
Who came with the police?
Wie het daar met de politie aangekom?
Dit was die twee polities wat daar
Two
gewees het.
policemen were there.
En dit was Stefano.
Stefano,
Die polisman het vir Stefano gaan uithaal agter in die wen in. Die polisman het vir Stefano uitgehaal uit die wen agter
the police went to take Stefano out of the van at the back.
en Puta also.
With the work,
Are you sure it was that evening of the 19th? We are still on the evening of the 19th of February. That's the day that you say Jocelyn got into the white car.
ons is nog by die aand van die 19e. Die aand wat die dag wat ons so gesê het dat Jocelyn het toe in 'n wit kar geklim.
And
That's correct, my lord.
the reason why I'm thinking there must be some confusion is because we know that the next day Constable Sihobe engaged with you, and that's when you gave the name Steffi, and they only got hold of Stefano some time after that.
So I just don't want there to be some confusion at the time when Mr. Apollos and Mr. Van Rijn was in a police van, because it seems that might have been much later, because we know that Stefano's first encounter with the police was much later. It was closer to the end of the month. That's common cause. So there might be some confusion as to the timeline. And I don't want us to go back and forth. Because Exhibit O.
Yes, indeed, my lord. The affidavit of the witness.
So if we, and all of these timelines are not in dispute.
Yes.
They're common cause.
Yes.
So I don't want us to go back and forth all the time, because we know that that statement was taken on the afternoon of the 20th, and it was only then that the identity of Mr. Van Rijn on the nickname became known. And we would have seen in the plea if Mr. Van Rijn was in the back of the van much earlier.
Yes.
So there's some confusion.
Definitely.
On your instructions, is there much more that you're going to lead on that night of the 19th?
No, my lord. I was purely trying to just finish off this now.
Because we know also common cause, or it couldn't be disputed because the accused had no role to play in it, of the approach to her house on that night, when Ayanda said, "But why do you bring the police to my house?"
Yes, indeed. My lord.
So I'm going to take the adjournment now. To give the defense an opportunity also to utilize some of the time this afternoon for consultation. And then we will resume with this witness on Monday morning. We might, in the days following Monday, start earlier than 9 o'clock, so that we can at least get through this witness in the first few days of the week. I was told in chambers that there's a witness coming from another province.
Indeed.
We also have the witness who is Setswana speaking next week. We made arrangements through our office for an interpreter that will be able to assist us with Setswana language. But we also thought it's appropriate that we would have 2 interpreters next week to facilitate the process. So I want us to utilize that opportunity to the fullest extent. The fact that we might be losing an hour today, because if we had taken the lunch and adjournment now at 1 o'clock, we would have started at 2, we would have finished at 3. It's of no moment. I'm not concerned about it, because for all the last 9 days, or 10 days. We've actually 9 days because on day one we started on the scheduled time. We started 1 hour earlier than what the High Court would normally start. And we have sat 4 hours. So it's part of the management of the case that I am directing the proceedings to proceed in the way we do. I mention this because quite often the public, more particularly the public, have a concern that the courts don't utilize all the time efficiently. I've further directed my registrar to add into the warrants of detention for the 3 accused a note that I will sign the endorsement to request the Department of Correctional Services at Malmesbury Prison to facilitate access by the legal practitioners on the weekend, should they require access to their clients for consultation purposes. I will make a similar endorsement on the warrant of detention for Ms. Smith at Langebaan SAPS in the event that when Mr. Sidnarayan arrives on Sunday and you need to attend for consultations, I cannot prescribe to the Department of Correctional Services or SAPS as to times, etc., because I simply don't know what their routine is and what the situation is. I'm merely going to make the request on the warrants of detention. I have already spoken to the court orderlies to try and assist this afternoon with consultation with the defense, should they want to utilize the opportunity to the fullest. Mr. Pollis, Mr. Van Rijn, he will be detained at Malmesbury Correctional Center until Monday. Ms. Smith, he will be detained at Langebaan SAPS. Anything else before I adjourn, Ms. Swanepoel? From the defense's side, anything? Doesn't seem if we see anything. Thank you. The court will adjourn until Monday at 9 o'clock.